Hey, how you doing, fight fans? EJ Boxer Live here with Nauta TV and some of our guys. Mr. Doc just jumped in, so we're gonna be talking about the week's fights that's gone. I missed the Jacobs and Ari fight, but I heard it was a stinker. Nauta, tell us about it. How was the fight, bro?
I mean, it was just pretty much a dominant performance from Jacobs. I mean, Arias was being real negative and everything, not really want too much of it. Not of the physicality of Jacobs, especially, the hand speed, the power, etc. There were moments where Arias, I mean, showed some pretty good technique where he was able to kind of counter wit and catch Jacobs on occasion, but he was just playing it way too close to the chest to give himself a real opportunity at winning the fight. And Jacobs, pretty kind of cruised his way to a comprehensive, clear victory, really. I mean, so it wasn't necessarily like the type of explosive showcase that one would hope, I guess, for Jacobs' sake. But I knew that Arias was a pretty good fighter, and he wasn't just going to roll over. And he didn't. In spite of the fact that Jacobs won, a vast majority of the rounds with. Not I don't want to say like with ease, but in a clear-cut fashion.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Mr. Doc? Tell us how you saw it.
Pretty much the same way. It certainly puts Magomedov a bit in perspective, not completely, obviously. And yeah, I thought Arias could have done a bit more, in bringing that up, as it were. I mean, because he showed he could let his hands go a lot more, that's for sure, in previous fights, you know what I mean? So I agree with Naota's assessment about playing it safe. On the flip side, at least he didn't take the kind of, beating that, you know what I mean? I think it's the kind of fight he can learn from, possibly, and improve from.
Yeah, you wasn't in the performance. How would you grade it?
Whose?
Jacobs?
B. Solid B. I didn't expect him to spark. See, it depends on what you expected. I expected it to go the distance, so it was what it was.
Okay. Go ahead. Someone wants to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect him to just completely waste Arias either. I thought that he was going to be more difficult than he actually was for Jacobs. Jacobs just showed that he was basically out of his depth. He wasn't ready for that level of step up.
Wow. Chris?
What's up?
Yo, tell us how you saw the Jacobs and Arias fight.
That was a complete mismatch from the word go. Arias was ready for that type of level. He ain't fought nobody on previous fights. They just like threw him in there, it kind of seemed like.
The Magomedov win got overrated, I think, because Magomedov was one of those, white murderers row, quote unquote, guys that was being overrated.
Yeah. So Chris, you didn't rate. How would you rate the performance, man?
Or Arias.
Average as well. You wasn't impressed.
Okay, I'm gonna give Jacobs a B minus, and I'm gonna give Arias a F.
What?
He didn't come. He like in the first round when he got hit. He didn't want to engage. He just was like, this guy might knock me out. I'm just gonna play it safe and run around and hold. He should have got points taken off, in my opinion. He did a lot of holding and grabbing.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, he underperformed, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh dear. Charlie Brown, what's your take on
underperform? He ain't performed.
That said that nice for you, didn't I, Chris?
On which one? Danny Jacobs?
Yeah, Danny Jacobs and Arias. What's your take, bro?
Yeah, I give him probably a C plus. I think Chris has been good there, man. But the thing is, I think what it is, he was just playing it safe. He just wanted to guarantee a win. You know what I mean? Get his confidence back. I thought he should have pushed to really stop him. I think he could have stopped him with some body shots. You know what I mean? He was just.
I didn't think he was going to stop him because that guy had a clutch hold Charlie Brown like a cobra clutch. Every time Jacobs got near him, he should have got disqualified.
Yeah, that's true. That is, I do agree with that. I do agree with that, man. Arias was trying to survive, but and Danny Jacobs, I mean, he hasn't done a lot to convince me that he can beat Charlo though, man. But I want to see him and Charlo next.
Right. So it wasn't before. All right. So everyone's gave their take so far.
I didn't get my take.
My bad, B Marsh. What's up, B Marsh? Boxing.
B Marsh.
What's up, fellas?
What up, Mark?
Goody. Go on, give us
What's goody, son? Chilling, man.
Give us your take, bro.
By who? Jacobs?
Yeah, Jacobs and Aries. What's your take, bro?
I think Jacobs did what he was supposed to do. You know, the guy was he talked mad ish in the beginning at the press conferences saying, "Don't run from me." Man, dude looked small. He looked tiny against Danny Jacobs, man. I was calling him Danny Garcia's little big brother. That's how small he looked. He looked like a 147, 154 pounder, you know? But Jacobs handled his business. You know, I had predicted he'd stop him at least, but he didn't. But he won every round, so I'm not too critical. I think Danny Jacobs is a good fighter, you know. I gained a lot of respect from him from the Triple G fight. But I just wish he knocked him out because, to be honest, that's what he is. His KO, his record presumes that he's a KO artist, you know, and he ain't do that last night. And he wasn't even close to, but he was in the first round, matter of fact. He almost got dude out of there in the first round. Dude tackled him on some Romain Stavern stuff, you know. But Danny Jacobs put paws on the guy, man. The guy is some trash. I don't rate that Cubas Arias guy. There's some people, some channels here on YouTube who predicted this Arias kid would win the fight. They gotta reevaluate. Yeah.
No way.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yes, sir. They need to reevaluate their boxing knowledge. To be honest.
Yeah, reevaluate. That's the perfect word for it, dude. They need to reevaluate.
He had no chance of beating Jacobs. Yeah,
he wasn't gonna win.
Could have stopped him. Jacobs could have stopped him, though, man. He was playing it too safe there, man, to impress Eddie or something, man. He should have just gone in there, gone to knock him out, man.
I think he tried to, but the guy was on his movement too much. I think Danny should have gone more to the body, maybe to keep him stationary, because Danny was more head hunting, you know what I mean? And the dude landed some shots. I think he landed more body shots than Danny Jacobs did.
Yeah,
that's and uppercuts, you know. But Danny should have got him out of there, true indeed. But the dude, you know, it's hard to get a dude up out of there when he's running.
Yeah, that's true. So how would you rank it then? Rank the performance of Danny Jacobs
out of 10?
Yeah,
I'll give him an 8.
What about in letters? A, B, C.
In letters, I'll give him probably a B minus.
Yeah, that's why I kind of I give him C.
That seems to be the range. B to C plus. We all seem to be in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Dan the man, unmute yourself. Let me hear your take on Jacobs and Arias, bro.
First of all, what's going on, fellas? What's happening, Big Marsh? It's Wacky Charlie Brown.
What up?
All I can say is I do agree with B Marsh as far as the performance is concerned. But my take on it, I mean, Jacobs did a pretty good job being an aggressor, landing his combinations here and there. But the problem is that the one thing I would say is his Achilles heels is that he wasn't really effective enough cutting off the ring, and that's why Arias was able to get away and slip and move as much as he did throughout the fight. Obviously, Arias didn't have the power to get Danny Jacobs' respect, so that's why Jacobs was able to press forward without, really have to fight off the back foot, which you would generally like to see him, see him in some cases, but. Based off this magnitude, based off the fact that he was fighting a smaller guy coming up in weight, because we have to all acknowledge that Arias was fighting at middleweight before he took his last fight. So that was on the Rock Nation card. Obviously, I think he's still with Rock Nation, by the way. So I believe, but obviously there was definitely
he cherry picked him. He's trying to say he cherry picked to knock this guy out.
Well, you call that cherry pick all you want to, but yeah. He did.
But Jacobs was coming off a loss. I ain't gonna call it a cherry pick. Dude was undefeated.
Well, you look at Arias, but hold up. But here's the thing, though. That may be the case, but if you look at the stylistic matchup, this should have been a fight that would be stylistically favored Jacobs if you look at it, because Arias is a small guy.
He was supposed to win. Yeah. I didn't expect Jacobs to stop him. I expected him to go the distance.
Well, I expected Jacobs to stop him, but at the same time, Arias is, he's a guy who can't get hit sometimes. So the fact is that, like I said, I expected a knockout probably no later than the 9th round. He was hurt in Arias in most cases, and Arias did show that he was hurt in the last few rounds. He kept running away. He just couldn't. He knew he couldn't get Jacobs' respect, so he tried to survive throughout the remaining few rounds. So. With that said, it was not a lackluster performance as people make it out to be by Danny Jacobs. It was a pretty good performance. You can't knock everybody out. I will say that. This is boxing. So, props to Arias. He did take him to the distance, which few guys can't do against Danny Jacobs. So I would, like I said, B minus. I did say B minus at first. I'm like, okay, maybe about a B. Maybe I could give him a B for his performance.
Yeah. And anywhere from 85 to 80, I ain't mad at you.
Well, all right. Let's talk about the big baby in the room. Let's talk about Jarrell Miller. I saw that shit. I saw that bullshit right there. So that bullshit. I know he stopped it, but I ain't got no love for that. I've been saying it already. That garbage. He remind me of them heavyweights that when you saw them, he was like, man, these guys are big with no skill, clumsy. If anything, Mariusz Wach surprised me.
Skill.
They ain't got no fucking skill. I mean, ain't got no skill. You can jump in straight away now. You jump last. I don't rate him. His mouth is bigger than his talent, and his talent is not all that. Fat, big baby, crybaby, saying he don't want to come. I ain't rolling with this.
He's got skills, man. He knows how to catch and shoot. Go ahead. Go.
Right? Listen, this dude say not coming to the UK. Listen, I hope you stay in America, bro. I hope you stay in America. First off, this dude a big fat lump, unprofessional, eating more than he's been training. He just listen, bro. He's everything like, I mean, Dillon does the same, but these Dillon try to get in shape. This guy is garbage. And he beat Mariusz Wach. He looked like a robot, stiff robot. Looked like the man that just came out of geriatric hospital. The performance was terrible. You know what I mean? And I haven't seen the main event, and you guys said the main event wasn't even all that. So Matchroom, in terms of their card, it didn't seem like he went down good as a first card. But hey, it's the American talent, I think. The UK talent would have probably been better. But anyway, now to go ahead, man. You jump in. I wasn't impressed.
Hey, Jarrell Miller, watch out because he's about to take over heavyweight. Beat down Wach. He beat down Gerald Washington, which fucking Wilder needed a Hail Mary to do. And he's coming to not just devour cheeseburgers and potatoes and gravy, but devour the whole division as well. He's gonna Pac-Man that shit.
How would you rank it? How would you rate it? Performance?
I'd rate it about a B. I think he could have been a little bit cleaner with not getting hit by Wach, but I mean, he grinded him down, hurt him to the body, and stopped him.
Terrible. Charlie Brown, Bob.
You need to get me out of the first, isn't it? I disagree with you. I thought, you know what? Mariusz Wach doesn't present that much of a offensive threat that's going to make him do the things he needs to do. He had enough thinking time in there, and that's what made it get a bit lackluster. You know what I mean? He went to the body. I thought, well, he fought a good inside fight. He threw the uppercut. He did what he had to do, man. There was no threat to make him think. I would have liked to have seen a bit more offense from Wach. Mind you, I will say this, and this is where I agree with you. His defense, he needs to brush up against. I don't think he has no chance of beating Anthony Joshua at this time. I think Anthony Joshua's got too much of a high output and intensity for him, and he'll get badly hurt, especially if he fights like that. But I will say this, Big Baby Miller, if he sharpens up his defense. Comes in at around 260 on a regular basis, 265. I think he's good. I think he, you know what I mean? He can get, you know, he could beat a Joseph Parker, someone like that. He could beat Pulev. You know, I think he's rumored to fight Pulev next. So we'll see. But yeah, I do agree with you. His unprofessionalism with his eating habits and stuff like that, he needs to get that under control, man. But it was I give him a C+ as well for that performance. You know what I mean?
See, Pulev will knock him up, man. You know what I mean? You better stay clear of that. Who did I say? I think it's Mr. Doc. Go ahead, Mr. Doc. Mr. Doc, unmute yourself. Okay. Mr. Back.
I'll go.
Back.
Well, I think this is the second opponent he done used his weight and bullied and made quit. So he did pretty good in my opinion. He made the dude didn't want to fight. To me, the dude didn't look like he wanted to fight, EJ. What did Baby Miller supposed to do? He beat the guy up. The dude quit. He was beating him up before the injury to his hand, so I think he did all right to me.
Who got injury to the hand? Mariusz what?
Yeah, he injured his hand. What round was that, B. Marsh?
Round 7.
That 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, round 7. But he injured it on Baby Miller. He hit Baby Miller and kind of hurt his hand. That dude is tough. He keeps coming forward. He know how to use his weight. He know how to lean on you. He goes to the body. He just makes guys quit. I want to see him in a little bit stiffer competition. I like to see him fight AJ Wilder. Somebody ain't gonna quit.
Nah, man. I rate his performance.
Him versus Brazil would be excellent.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, how you rate his performance?
I rate his performance. I give him a B. I give him a B. What he did, what he's supposed to do. The other guy, is the cause of that. I think right. if you want to blame somebody, it got to be Mariusz Wach.
That's right. Yeah.
I agree.
All right, Mr. Doc, tell us what you think.
Yeah, I need to see more. The opponent doesn't give me enough information, basically for the reasons those two are just saying. There's, put him in against Pulev, for instance, like he was saying, or something like that. That'll give us a better read on where he's at.
Okay, so how would you rate?
In other words, he did basically about the same thing. C+, B-. Did what he was supposed to do, but there wasn't much to do with Wach.
Yeah. All right, B. Marsh.
Now a Deontay Wilder hater will try and come out and jump out the window and say he's the best American out here because he did what fellas like Povetkin and Klitschko couldn't do, is stopping the man. You know what I mean? And Mariusz Wach is a big dude, man. I can't, like Mr. Doc says, I need to see more. I mean, the man injured his hand. Sure enough, the man wasn't letting his hands go. And the few times he did, he was catching Big Baby clean. You know what I mean? Catching him clean, straight in the face with punches. So, I still need to see more. He has stopped Gerald Washington and Wach consecutively. I think Deontay Wilder would knock him out because I'd like to see him against a skilled big dude now. Jarrell Miller is a passive aggressive type of fighter. Gerald Washington, he's a kind of guy who don't want to fight. You've seen him fight Eddie Chambers. Even though Chambers lost, you see the guy is not a dog heart like Brazil. So yeah, Brazil would be a good next opponent for him. So the man, Big Baby Miller, I'm still not sold, man. He ain't got no pop for a big dude like that. I think he gets beat by a dude his size who has skills. Tyson Fury's, Deontay Wilder's, or Anthony Joshua's, I think would beat him. So as far as rating his performance, I'll give him a B- or a C+, somewhere in that range, 78 to 80.
Damn, man. I'll tell you what. He's lost to I swear that Mariusz Wach got stopped by someone. Did he get stopped by Povetkin or something? Someone stopped.
Yeah, he got stopped by Povetkin.
Oh, he did?
And
12th round, yeah, okay. I thought that fight went the distance. I remember. That's the last time I seen him fight.
Yeah, and what's his name? De Negro or whatever his name is. He got stopped as well. So he's fighting guys who've been stopped and busted up, and he's coming and taking leftovers. Go ahead, Dana, man.
Yeah. Well, here's what I have to say. I mean, I don't know why some people, and some people, I'm not saying anyone in this panel, but some people outside the panel would be surprised of Big Baby Miller's performance, because he's always performed this way. You know, you're not going to get the most skill out. You're not going to get the most skillful skill set or technique from Big Baby. Big Baby has a swarming style where I'm going to take your punch, as much punch as I can from you. Let's see how much punch you can take from me. He's one of those guys he's not going to stay off of you. He's going to keep coming at you. He's not going to give you no respect. That's his style of fighting. Yeah, when he gets inside, yeah, he'll set up his shots behind a triple jab or double jab. He come in with a sneaky uppercut. That's what he always does that. So I guess people probably were surprised that, based off the opponent that was selected, which is Mariusz Wach. And Mariusz Wach have seen better days. And Mariusz Wach himself was never always a high volume fighter. You know what I mean? He was never a good offensive fighter. He always relied on his chin and durability to get him through fights. We've seen that against Klitschko. We've seen that against Povetkin. And obviously, it took Povetkin 12 rounds to get him out. So, other than that, I mean, like I said, it's not a surprising performance. And I do agree with Charlie Brown. From a technical standpoint, he got to brush up his defense, because you can only get away with that swarming style for for so long. You know what I'm saying? That may not work against Anthony Joshua. That may not work against Deontay Wilder, because those guys can hit. They can hit a lot harder. Those guys are much more better technically, and Deontay Wilder particularly is more athletic. So the fact is that Big Baby is going to have to, he's going to have to push up his technique a bit more, especially on defense. I mean, he did try to show that I saw the first few rounds. He did show that he could try to slip his punches a little bit, but I mean, the reflexes to me were a bit slow. So Rick Wach is not a guy, so that's why he's able to slip through some of his punches in the early rounds. But needless to say, though, man, if I were to rate his performance, I mean, I'll be honest, it's a B. I mean, like I said, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone how he performed. I mean, he's always performed that way. I guess the only thing people were surprised about is that he didn't get out Mariusz Wach in the early rounds as people expected that he should have done.
I didn't expect that. I thought it'd go 12.
And
I mean, some people, if you watch Mariusz Wach throughout his career, I wouldn't be mad at you if you thought he would get him out. I mean, he'll go to distance with him. But
that's the thing. He was only knocked out by Povetkin, and it was a technical knockout.
Yeah.
A prime Klitschko couldn't knock him out. So
and that was Povetkin, really, wasn't it? Not just regular Povetkin.
Yeah. I remember that card.
that was Drago Vetkin.
Drago, thank you.
he looked like Drago for real, man. He did.
Yeah, he does.
Honestly, though, I think his skills are better than he gets credit for, though. And really, I think he, in a way, because of the fact that he did take a couple of shots here and there from Wach in the earlier rounds, especially, he was rolling most of that, and either at the very least, if not evading it entirely, taking most of the steam out of it. I think it just got to a point where he felt like, this guy can't hurt me, so if he hits me, whatever, I'm definitely gonna hit him though. And so it's like he was a little bit more loose with his defense, but I don't think he would approach it in that same fashion against somebody like a Wilder or a Joshua. I think it was really the approach that he uses when he feels confident that he can take his opponent's power in the first place.
Right, exactly. That's a good point, because again, he's gonna test his chin against his opponent. If he can't feel the power, he ain't giving you no respect. He don't care who you are. He's gonna keep coming after you. He's gonna swarm you to death and not give you any room to punch. And that's what happened to Mariusz Wach. Mariusz Wach was looking very timid in his corner in between rounds, because he was like, to me.
Your mic's fading out like someone's hairline. Yo, man.
Sorry about that, man. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that was like, again, from a psychological perspective, Mariusz Wach couldn't keep him off of it. He just didn't know what to do. He's like, this dude won't get off me. I don't know how, I can't even win this fight. You know what I mean? So I just think that, again, we shouldn't be surprised about Big Baby Miller's performance. I don't know why people are like giving him too much flack for this. I mean, he's always fought this way. It was no surprise. So
that's why I give him flat in garbage. I'll move on, man. Garbage straight up.
Yeah, he'll smoke Dillian White. if they
And
fight.
Dylan's
He'll
Dylan
smoke
bust
him.
him
I
up.
agree.
Smoke
He'll
him.
destroy
I'd
him.
like to see him against somebody with a jab
Dylan
that
can stop.
we
Dylan
think
will
could
eat
keep
him
him
like Big Mac.
honest.
Get out of here. Dylan will eat him like Big Mac.
Dylan can
Nope,
stop.
nope. I got Big Baby beating dude, and
Yeah,
I'm
A
not
good
high
fight
on
with
Big
him would
Baby
be Amir
either.
Mansour.
If
Amir
he can
Mansour
keep
get a
his
good
head.
fight with him. Amir Mansour.
What you're like? What you're like? Let me hear from Scorsese. Scorsese. First off, you got 2 fights, right? You there, Scorsese? Don't play. All right. First off, you got Jacobs, Arias, and after you got big ass baby versus Mariusz. What? God.
Jacobs, man, and that cherry picking and then don't get the job done, man. Shit was unimpressive with nobody at his fight. HBO was trying to hype that shit up the best they could. He ended up throwing every punch as hard as he could, still couldn't get the dude out of there. He's just a sloppy ass fighter, man. Jacob be slapping and shit. I really ain't got no trust in Danny Jacobs. I don't think he's gonna get no big fights because ain't nobody really checking for his ass and he ain't got no belts to offer. So it
He's
is what
gonna
it
get
is.
a fight against the winner of Billy Joe and David Lemieux.
Yeah, he better hope David Lemieux win then because Eddie Hearn gonna do business with
Frank
do
Warren.
business with. Nah, I don't see that happening for Danny Jacobs. Why in the UK? What the hell? He don't bring nothing in the US. How you gonna bring something in the UK? You know, but he might. I doubt it because Billy Joe Saunders want to unify. He want to go to after those belts. Canelo and Golovkin bring more to the table. Why play around with Danny Jacobs? You know, so I just see it like that. He ain't got himself in no kind of position at all and he probably gonna be fighting this level of opponent again. I wasn't impressed with him. Big Baby though, I agree, man. He probably stopped Dillian White, man. He got too much work rate.
Thank you.
And his punch is harder. His punch is a little bit too hard. Like even though it don't look like he putting them behind it, them shots seeming to hurt motherfuckers. So I don't get it. Like it look like he tapping and just beating the drum a little bit, but at the end of the day, all them opponents can't take that 300 pounds or whatever it is coming at him and staying on him. And he got a little bit of a skill set. So I mean I can see him beating top 10 heavyweights.
I'd like to see him against someone that we've seen actually, control range before.
I want to see him fight Povetkin. Him and Povetkin. That should be fun.
That's I wouldn't be mad at that.
Well, it's
Nah,
room.
but I called for it on my channel, man. I want Povetkin versus Ortiz. Let them do whatever they want. Take every drug under the. Give them fucking fresh, clean needles before and after every workout. And I want to see some freak show gladiator shit
Fuck
between
it,
those two.
I tell you,
fuck it,
Ortiz will
I'm with it.
destroy
Don't give Ravinsky ideas now.
All right. Yeah, someone's got some background. Whoever's out there in the background needs to mute yourself. Do it, Mrs. Doc. B-Marsh, isn't it? It's B-Marsh, right?
I'm at a hospital.
Yeah. You need to mute yourself, B-Marsh. We're getting some feedback, man.
All right.
That's what B-Marsh. All right, so we're gonna move on.
Deontay Wilder has a green shirt on today.
All right, so we're gonna move on, yeah. All right, so anyone see the Josh Taylor fight?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it back.
All right, so, okay, that's right. It was asking so I can ask around the panel. So we got Charlie Brown, Scorsese, No Place, and Danaman. You see it?
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay, Danaman, you start first, Danaman. You go first, and I'll do Charlie, and then I'll do No Place. Go on.
All right, first I'm back on my headset. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's bad, man. Headset bad, Danny, man. Danaman is up bad, man.
Okay.
Can't hear you, dog.
Yeah.
B-Boss, you ain't seen the Josh Taylor joint.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it.
B-Boss, the feed. There you go. All right, go ahead, Danaman.
Yeah, like I said, I was very impressed by Josh Taylor in his performance, man. His amateur pedigree actually suit well for him in this fight, just like it did against Ahari Davis. He gives you a lot of angles. He can fight from a distance. He can mix it up in the inside. Of course, I could say that I would give Miguel Vazquez he had some little bit of success in the first 2 rounds, especially he cut Josh Taylor over the eye. I think it was caused by a punch. I can't recall, but I think it was a punch. But after that, he just didn't give Vazquez any room and no respect whatsoever. So he kept coming at him. He wore him down with the body shots. So that's what took Vazquez out of the fight. The body shots really got to him, and that's what you have to do to get to wear your opponent down. obviously, Vazquez has a decent chin, so you're not going to really knock him out by one punch. So you're going to have to go ahead and resort to other tactics. It's just as to wearing your opponent down. You have to go to the body, wear him down, so that way you take away his legs. So that way he can't be that way he can be a little bit more stationary. So, and that's what Josh Taylor did. He was able to do that, swarm him, take away his punching range and whatnot and get him out. So, I mean, that was a pretty good performance by Josh Taylor. I actually impressed by him. I think he actually he'll be a major player at 140, I think. Of course, we got to see what more he can do in maybe a couple more fights on a world level. I think this was his first fight on world level. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what more is yet to come from him. So I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with what he can do. It is out, skill set, his technique.
Go ahead, Charlie. Last one, then, man. Charlie. Charlie Brown.
I'm ready.
Go in once. Go in twice.
Charlie Brown.
I'm ready.
No. We got Thing first. Scorsese first, then we do B Marsh. Yeah, go ahead. T.
Oh yeah, I caught after the cut, so I didn't know if it was a butt or a cut or what. And with that dude, with that dude, it could be some nasty shit. He one of the dirtiest and nastiest fighters in the game. He got his ass whooped because he couldn't be what he normally is. He normally fighting those 5'6", 135 pounders. He just be leaning on them and dancing around them and then drape on them and run behind their back and start punching. He's sick. He's disgusting. And what I saw yesterday was glory. I like watching him get his ass beat.
Go ahead.
Yo, I don't know what part. What it said. Taylor was 7th ranked. I don't know what I don't know what his kid was even ranked in the WBC ranking. What was it? A WBC eliminator?
He's number 1 now. He's number 1.
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't know if he's number 1 or not because he was number 6.
He's number 1.
Well, if he is, that was an impressive performance. Start breaking his body down, letting the combinations rip. Start counter punching him while he was on the front foot. He was just whooping his ass, and I was happy with it. I don't never want to see Miguel Vazquez fight, and anytime I see him fight, I want to see him taking a L, for all the trauma he put boxing through. So I was happy with Josh Taylor. He is a player at 140.
Wow.
He beat Amir Imam. Amir Imam got the shot versus Prograis, I think. I think they fighting each other for the title.
No, it's Imam versus Jose Ramirez. For the vacant title.
Where Prograis go? Where they drop him out?
I don't know.
He was in there.
Yeah, well, he was number 2, I think, and then, yeah, I don't know. Ramirez apparently usurped him somehow because the WBC ordered it yesterday.
There you go. All right. Yeah, man. Well, you want to get rid of him? Let's go to B Marsh. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was impressed with Josh Taylor, what he did, man. I said it. He's going to be the first man to KO or stop Miguel Vazquez. And sure enough, he did, man. You just don't go out there to Scotland thinking you're just going to get an easy W out there, man. That's one of the hardest places to get a win in boxing. And Josh Taylor is a skilled fighter. His right hook from the southpaw position is his bread and butter. He was getting countered in the middle rounds, In the middle rounds, he was getting countered by the man Miguel Vazquez. He had some nice counter shots. But eventually, the accumulation of body shots and, right hooks, man, took a toll. And that's how he caught him. Especially in the 9th round. 2 body shots, boom, boom, 2 left uppercuts, and 1 right hook to the body, man. Roy Jones, Virgil Hill style, man. And that sealed the deal, Good performance by the guy from Scotland, man. He got a chance to be better than Ricky Burns. He could be like Jim Watt. He could be like Ken Buchanan, man. 11-0, 10 KOs. He's looking good.
All right, B Marsh, you have to put yourself on mute. There you go. Get some feedback.
Hey, EJ, you got to talk also about Cletus last night, man. Y'all seen Cletus?
Nah, I ain't talking about that, bum. But you know what? Hey, you know what? B Marsh.
You ain't see Cletus then, man. Nah, that was the best fight.
Is that the Jewish guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hebrew Hammer.
All right,
he got to be tested. He might be on PEDs.
B-Moss, you go first.
Test.
Nauta, and then if Charlie Brown come back, he can jump on that one. Go ahead, B-Moss.
Hey, Nelta, I remember that Roberto Ortiz from the Matisse fight. That was on the same card that Andre Berto fought on, and he beat up some bum too, you know. But
yeah.
The Hebrew Hammer, man, you know, this was my first time seeing him fight. Man, he laid hands on that dude. He got an awkward style with his upper body. He fights, you know, kind of like a fake Philly shell type. You know, fights with his upper body movement. And he throws hands. That right hand, man. You see how he split that dude's eye up? He was leaking profusely, man. That was the most entertaining fight on the HBO card. But then again, I said, don't get too excited. This guy's a predicate, man. He's tested positive in 2017 for PEDs. So up until he gets tested, I'm going to just be excited about his performance, but I won't go overboard. Dude's at 140, you know, and that was also a WBC sanction fight. Put him in there with Josh Taylor. I'd like to see that happen, you know? Nice. Yes, sir. That about it. But hey, the Hebrew Hammer, you know, New York City used to always have Jewish fighters, you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Benny Leonard, Barney Ross, Jewish, Italian, and Irish fighters were the order of the day back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and he could make a name for himself, man. Don't be surprised if Eddie Hearn picks him up for Matchroom, you know what I mean, and tries to promote this guy.
But he used to have drugs. He takes drugs?
He has tested positive this year in Kavada Clean Boxing Testing Program, yeah. That's why, you know, I said, yeah, he beat dude up. He might have been on the roids too. Who knows? If he come out clean, big ups to him, man, because that was a good HBO debut for the Hebrew Hammer.
All right, now to go. Nice one, B-Marsh.
Well, I mean, just going off I'll talk about Taylor Vazquez real quick first before I get to Seldin. I mean, Taylor did good. You know, Vazquez hasn't been the same ever since he got robbed against Mickey Bay. You know, he's kind of decreased in just general ability, activity, etc. Since that point. But still, for Taylor to have been able to pretty comprehensively beat him up, and stop him is still a big, you know, it's a big feather in his cap. You know, it's a good win for him. And he's coming about at pretty much the right time. You know, 140 is pretty much wide open now, for the most part. I mean, aside from, you know, a couple of guys that are, I think, legit killers that just don't quite have yet to make their names necessarily, like Prograis, like as T mentioned earlier. But I mean, you know, he'll definitely be a player for the near future. You know, if toss him in there against Lipinets, he'll snatch that belt right off of him easy. To me, I think he'll beat the shit out of Lipinets, and he'll be the new IBF champ if he decides to go that route. So I mean, I think there's some good options for him. You know, it almost kind of reminds me of Ryan Burnett at bantamweight. You know, it's like he's kind of coming of age at just the perfect time. You know, the division's a little bit more open and may be a little bit easier for him to kind of ease into a belt before he takes on the absolute like elite guys of the division. And, you know, he'll be able to get some good experience before taking on, like, you know, some of the fellow champions and what have you. So good win for him. And then I pretty much echo the sentiments of B-Marsh as far as Cletus Seldin goes. You know, Roberto Ortiz, I remember him from before. I had seen him even before the Matisse fight. He never really was much of anything as far as I was concerned. You know, there was a bunch of people like arguing with me, saying that he was going to be a dangerous fight for Matisse. And I was like, nah, man, Matisse is going to destroy this guy whenever he fucking feels like it. And that's exactly what happened. And so it wasn't a big surprise to me that that Seldin was able to pretty much piece him up in not too dissimilar of a fashion, albeit a bit more bludgeoning him with volume as opposed to just a couple of clean, hard shots that Matisse did. So, I mean, Seldin, he looks like a pretty entertaining, exciting fighter for what it's worth, regardless of, I guess, you know, what testing issues he's had in the past. And I mean, it's like the boxing is a wild west nowadays. You know, guys test positive and then they're up for a title or they keep their title the next day. So, you know, regardless of that whole issue, it's likely we're going to be seeing him at least a few fights in the near future. And at the very least, I think they'll be fun to watch because he has an exciting style.
Hey, Nata, I saw that video you shared of a Visa card. Hey, I didn't know he did a flip over Chocolito dead body, man. That motherfucker flat out cartwheeled over homie dead body. That's knockout of the year simply because of that. He did a front flip over that nigga, bro. Oh shit.
No, let's say the M word, man. Let's keep this rolling.
My bad.
You see the Cletus fight?
Yeah. Let me talk on the Taylor fight quick as well, because it was. To summarize it, was good, man. He's got good movement, man. He seemed to have improved from the Ahara Davis fight. Went to the body really well. He broke him down quite well, and the good thing is it's wide open for him now. The title's vacant. I don't think the Lipinets fight is going to be made next year. I can't see that being made next year, but I could see him fighting Victor Postol or somebody like that, because he's the only person I know to be available. Everybody else is tied up some way or the other. So I could see him fighting somebody like that. His performance was good, man. I mean, but the only other thing as well is that Cyclone, we're not too sure if Cyclone are going to be in business next year, man. They might, they got some money, financial problems. And it's unsure whether they're still going to be about. He might actually sign with somebody else, maybe Frank Warren or somebody like that. So be prepared for that. But he's a good fighter. In terms of that Hebrew Hammer guy, I saw the fight. The fight was good. We watched that, EJ, remember? That was a good fight, man. Brutal fight, man. But I found out as well that he had tested positive for drugs earlier this year. So I'm gonna keep my opinions to myself on him for now, man, because we got to see the WBC be consistent with their rulings, man. You know what I mean? They're ready to shut a man down like Ortiz within 48 hours. They give Neri a pass. You know what I mean? They've given Ortiz a pass, so surely they should give this brother a pass. But I don't know what the circumstances are. But Josh Taylor, man, to me, he's looking like the man at super lightweight at the moment. He's just got too much movement and hand speed for my liking.
Okay, well, let's move on. We keep moving.
Hey, I saw the Hammer fight. He remind me of he got that cross defense sort of like Norton when he comes in.
Yeah, yes indeed.
Like Gorman to me.
Go ahead, Chris. Go on, Chris. Give us your take.
Well, I got to see him against somebody that can fight back.
So you like him?
Yeah, for the opponent, he did what he's supposed to do with the opponent he had. I just want to see how he do against a better opponent.
Cletus, man.
He did better than Danny Jacobs. Apparently, he got the job done.
Yeah.
Knockout style.
Hey, he knocked him out with his elbow, though.
Man, that dude
he ran into his elbow. Look at the replay.
Y'all overrating that Jew, man. He's booty butt cheeks, man. Stop.
Ain't nobody overrated.
I'm just listening to y'all. Y'all overrating all these dudes, man.
Hey, shut
up for a second. It's my turn. I didn't get to talk. And fucking Big Baby, I rewatched that fight, man. Big Baby's food for Wilder and Joshua, man. Stop overrating this bullshit.
Oh, you agree with me now? I told you that I was saying that yesterday. You went off on me.
Yeah, well, I was drinking a little of that hen doggy dog, man. I wasn't seeing clearly, but this morning I seen it clearly. That motherfucker's food, man. He leaning his head all into people's chests and shit. Joshua uppercut that nigga's head to the 6th row, man. Stop playing with me, man.
What about Dillian? How you see that going?
No, I think he'll beat the shit out of Dillian because Dillian. But that's about it. That's his limit. Dillian is his limit.
Nah, I can't do it. But you know what? Hey, everyone's entitled to it. I can't do it.
EJ's on the payroll, man. On the Dillian payroll.
Hey, so we got the Smiths fight. I'm just gonna skip that because I ain't bothered about Liam Smith and Liam Williams. I'm bothered with that. We're gonna go. We done the Josh Taylor one. Think before what's his name again? You know that guy? What's his name again? That guy from
Beterbiev.
Nah. Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about that Acelino Freitas fought actually versus some guy called Gabriel.
Acelino Freitas?
Yeah,
he's still fighting. Acelino Freitas is still fighting.
Yeah, he fought.
Jesus.
He fought in Brazil. That's
Hey,
the
he's a
fight.
fraud. He's the type of dude who
Don't
takes
his
5 years
kid,
off
his
and fights a
kid or his
nobody
nephew?
Brazilian, and
Yeah,
then
his
he
kid and
wants
his
props
nephew
for
fight
that.
too. He got like a nephew or something active too, man. Something that's trying to take over his name.
All right, let's talk
Man,
about.
you
Hey,
better
let's talk.
train Popo better train his nephew and stay out of boxing, because them fellas like a politician in Brazil too.
Yeah, hey, let's get. All right, let's talk about. Let's talk about Beterbiev, man. Look, I know he's gonna win the fight, but it's how he won the fight is what it is. So we're gonna go around the clock. I think everyone can just jump in on this one at a time, because to be fair, everyone's got vast different opinions. Like apparently he was, he won the fight, but he didn't look good. Let's go with low place, because that's his division, isn't it? Light heavy. Go ahead, low place.
He won the prime queen, but it was like 15 other chicks in there that looked better. It was like a sympathy win, like somebody who had a deficiency or their parent died and they just gave him the prime queen to make them feel good about themselves. That's sort of how his shit was the other night. Shit was whack, man. And that dude in there hitting him whenever he want to hit him. His defense wide open. His feet slow. He looked good on some of his combinations, but shit, dude was just tuck cover. Tuck roll. And it was easy to survive that shit. Well, he didn't even survive. He went out in the end at the 12th, but when people talk about saving a knockout streak, that's what you saw right there. They dude had 30 seconds left and didn't even get knocked down by a vicious shot, was ready to get back up, and the referee waved him off when he could have
That dude
easily
wasn't getting up, man. He stayed on the campus like Miguel Vazquez.
yeah, he was chilling after they waved him off. He was just like, fucking, I'm done now. But there was 30 seconds and he didn't even get hit with nothing vicious. I'm like, man, that ain't, after this weak ass performance, you get to say, I stopped the fella. No, you didn't. You went 12 fucking rounds. You won a weak ass title. And he looked like food to the light heavyweight division. To a lot of people, to be honest with you. He looked like straight up food in there.
Food. Oh, dear. Anyone could jump in on this one, guys.
Gravsdick was there, live in the flesh. You came to see him.
That's a dead division, man. The only fight I want to see is that Badu Jack and Stevenson, man. The only fight worth seeing.
You can see that Beterbiev hasn't been in against proper competition.
Beterbiev,
No, he hasn't, but
it took 12 rounds for him to knock out that journeyman there yesterday.
no, he was a good journeyman. Still a prospect if you think about it. He only had one loss.
Barrera shouldn't have ducked him because he looked horrible in that. Barrera don't duck that fight. He could have won the title.
He actually looks like he's already. I know he's only had 15 fights, 20 fights, right?
11 or 12. It's 12 last night.
I honestly, I swear to you, he looks like he's regressed.
Yeah,
I think he's drained.
So
he
fought as a heavyweight. He's fought as a heavyweight in the amateurs before.
So he should be. So he should be a cruiser, really. He's just down there bullying the 175 guys. I gotta admit, man, I think that guy's garbage. That Beterbiev. When you were chatting about him yesterday, I was like, nah, man, he's not. I know what it is. He's got the 100% knockout ratio. So I guess people kind of look at him like
destructive force, a destructive monster, knockout monster. Yeah, what the thing is too. I was looking for.
He did stop Kovalev with headgear on. So
he did. I'll give him that. But that was in the amateurs. That's a long time ago, brother. We're talking about the pros now. So let me just say this though: if there was any deficiencies that I could identify in that fight with Beterbiev against Koelling, I would say this. He does have slow footwork, and I agree with Low Place on that, where his footwork was slow. His hand speed wasn't there, and I was surprised about that. And Koelling was taking his best shots throughout the fight. So to me, I'm looking at that and say, you know what? You're squared up. Your footwork is slow. Your combination punch is not there. I mean, your hand speed is not there. You led some combinations here and there. But to me, maybe your power is overrated. That's what I'm getting from this. Maybe we've overrated his power. Because I know at one point where, what's his name? Gabriel Campillo said that one time that Beterbiev hits harder than Kovalev, and that's when people was like, "Whoa, seriously?"
Yeah, but the thing
is,
is that what I mean? Sorry, Dan the man, is that you got to remember that there's such a thing as TKOs. So when when the referee jumps in and stops the fight, you could see a man's record and see all them knockouts and think, yeah, man, he's got power. No, technical knockouts. You know what I mean?
Right.
How many KOs has he got? You know what I mean? Then you can rate a man's power. It's the same thing with what I say about Chris Eubank Jr. And my man don't have a. The only KO he had was the other day against the Turkish guy.
Avni Yildirim.
Yeah, that's the only KO he's got on his record. All the rest are technical knockouts. So the guy ain't got power like you think he has. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, he put power on Tavares Clyde and Campillo, man. That was bad what he did to him.
Yeah,
That's when I was very high on Beterbiev. I ain't been too high on him lately.
That was a knockout. That was a knockout. Yeah, that was a knockout.
Now they could be right because he do got power, but the way his body looks sometimes, and then he's like 33 years old, draining the body the way he is. Yeah, that motherfucker could be in there just skin and bones, and some of those punches he smothered.
He was 30 when he came to USA on PBC. He was 30 years old, so
I mean, it's like for the layman, imagine yourself not having eaten for a couple of days, and then imagine like how strong you feel after that versus how strong you feel after you just had a meal in the morning.
Shit, I never went more than 4 hours without eating, so I don't know what that feel like.
Right. Hey, I done it before. I done did this shit before, and that shit, man, will work your ass to death, man. It would just fuck your body up. You be sleepy and sluggish, and man, it's sick, dog. It's sick. Head light. You feel like an AIDS victim or some shit, man. Like straight up.
But as far as that knockout's concerned, yeah, man, that the referee, why would they stop the fight? Enrico wasn't even, to me, he still could have finished the fight. He only had 30 seconds left. The dude wasn't really that hurt. Yes, he was put down by a body shot, I believe, or it was a combination or something that put him down. The first put him down to the knee, and then the second shot, to me, I don't know, y'all, that looked like a slip when Beterbiev hit him with the overhand right, and it landed on Enrico's glove, his left glove, and then he went down. It looked like he slipped. I don't know. To me, it looked like a slip, but despite that punch didn't land with full force. To be honest with you, it didn't land flush. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why. I mean, obviously, we all know why the referee stopped the fight. I mean, dude, just preserve that knockout streak to go ahead. To me, that was like that they should at least give Enrico the respect to go 12 rounds with the guy because he would have finished that fight.
I see why he didn't take that Kovalev fight when he got offered to him because that dude ain't ready.
He should have took that payday. He should have took it because last night I didn't watch the fight, but I was listening to B. Marsh and I forgot who else was watching it, and the way they were saying he was struggling, it didn't sound good.
And me and Saucedo was watching it.
That shit was what?
According to them, he was injured. That's why he didn't take the fight.
Nah. He went. He got injured after that. He got injured right after that. He was signed up for another fight instead of that one, and he had to pull out of that fight because of the injury he got. He wasn't injured. Nah, that nigga was ducking, and he was ducking because his ass looked slaw as fuck last night, and somebody else beat the shit out of him or something. He was getting hit to the body. His whole body was red. Like this dude only opened up like 7 times every 7 rounds, and your body's still red from body shots. Oh no, man.
I forgot to mention too is that when I noticed too is in the Beterbiev he keeps himself wide open for counter hooks, and Enrique was landing some of those counter hooks with success throughout that fight with left counter hooks. He was keeping himself wide open. So if anyone anyone on world level sees that, they can exploit that very easily. That Beterbiev is very vulnerable to counter shot.
All I gotta say, Sullivan Barrera is a retard. Sullivan Barrera, you ducked that man, and you could have beat him, dog. You a retard for that.
Well, you gotta thank his promoter for that one. Well, obviously it reflects.
I'm gonna thank him. He don't because they still would have went to that purse bid. He do stupid shit. He always talking shit, and he never done made himself a player. So look, you could have had a title last night instead. What he's finna fight? He got jumped over by a Russian and still ain't got the fight signed yet. Man, you dumb as hell, dude. That's all I know.
Well, you know, Kathy Duba is. She likes to always control things when it comes to purse bids. You know how that is.
That division's a joke.
He should have taken the fight. But obviously, I think that was more due so to Kathy Duba. The reason why it reflects on him.
I like the prospect. I like the prospect of the division. I ain't gonna lie, but Beterbiev done impressed me before. I mean, one showing, see what he go from here. I give him that. He been out the ring like 8 months.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Every fighter's gonna have an off night, man. I mean, obviously, this was an off night. But at the same time, there was a lot of deficiencies there that I could see, man. It's like you keep yourself open to counters, man. That's not good. If you're gonna fight you can't be keeping yourself wide open when you're throwing combinations like that. You can't do that, especially if you're going
They need to make that Vazquez was there. They need to make him versus Williams Jr. or they ducking each other. They ain't trying to do the right things. Try to go for some easy belt or some shit like that. They need to make that fight, and the winners need to be involved in fighting some champions some way somehow. This shit last night can't keep happening when fighting punching bags. That's just wet. Division
fight.
to be fighting punching bags.
That unification bout could happen between Kovalev and Beterbiev. We'll see. We'll see. But I think honestly though, I know we're actually we're being too harsh on Beterbiev, which we have to. But I still favor him to win that fight against Kovalev's fight.
But yeah, Beterbiev is still the truth, man. Like maybe he probably like go into that fight and say, man, I'm gonna win this fight anyway. Like I thought, could win the fight, so I don't even have to train hard and stuff. And he looked shitty, crappy for the first time. And to be fair, he had a lot of injuries as well. He's been off for a long while. But I'll give him a pass on this one. And yeah, he should have done the guy easier. But it is what it is. What belt did he win? The OBC belt? What belt did he pick up? He's an IBF champion now, so we got him.
Hey, that guy fought in boxing, man, maybe since December of 2016.
He's so good in his performances, and like I understand he's not fighting like the elite competition, so I give him a pass on this one. Like, but what I'm saying is now he's IBF champion.
He's not going to be active no more. He's suing his promoter, EJ. He's suing his promoter, so he ain't never gonna get active. He about to sue his promoter.
He ain't fight anybody.
From the look of it, he not ever gonna be active. He's suing him right now.
I'm fine, but what I'm saying is the IBF champion. You got Donna Stevenson. You got Sergey Kovalev who's gonna fight in White Murderers Roll Shabansky. So we is the division looking all right, man. He's like Beterbiev and Kovalev. Yeah, Beterbiev and Kovalev. Yeah, that's the fight people want to see, and you want to see probably Buddy Jack and Donna Stevens. But I probably want to see Beterbiev versus like Adonis Stevenson or one of them guys there, like, to be fair, but like I wouldn't give him much of a chance. But like there's a good mix of guys that you can get. The heavyweight division is looking nice.
That's why he's suing his promoter.
Andre Ward's just left the division.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How you gonna sue your promoter when he the guy that could get you the Stevenson fight now that you got the belt? Like, but I believe he get murked in that fight, bro. Like that shit last night.
He's suing them because they didn't make the fight earlier. That's why.
Steven didn't look good in Fanfara fight, and he went back in as murked him. So I always give people his performances have been so high. Now you have one bad performance, everyone gonna jump on it.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't like
I didn't even get a chance to say
I can look back on it.
Nah, man,
Big Baby back on no good win.
1 minute. Big Baby's all the time. I don't rate Big Baby at all, yeah. So his performance ain't gonna get any better. But this guy always performance has been knocking the cats out. Highlight reel. He has a bad performance, but he still won by knockout.
Koelling is the anomaly in his record. It's not the average.
See?
Yeah.
It's not the norm. So
thank you.
So it could just be Koelling is really good. It could be Beterbiev is wagering. It could be both.
Layoff from Beterbiev too. When he last fought.
Do it? Yeah, exactly.
He ain't fought in like 11 months, maybe 12.
That's what I said. His timing's off, man. That's what it is, bro. Beterbie's still that dude, bro. That dude is amateur record is stellar, and in the pros he's a feared man. Guy, no one wants to fight that dude, And like maybe Phil.
And even in saying that, I thought he fucking handled Koelling pretty easily. I didn't think there was any real danger of him actually.
He won every round to me.
Yeah.
I disagree with you on that one. I disagree with you on that.
Hey, the dude landed some shots and combinations, but few and far between.
Get close to the mic, Dan, if you want to spot, because you're talking like you from a distance, bro.
Man, that fight was. We have to see what happens, man. They need a Super 8 tournament at like heavy, man. We need to see Adonis Stevenson is penciled in January.
I don't like Big Baby, bro. I'm not sleeping on him. I think Big Baby's a big bitch, man. I don't like
Where did Big Baby come up?
How did we jump from there to there?
Like Big Bird from Sesame Street. He talks a lot, bro. He just don't do nothing. He can't.
Damn, how you gonna so left and call that man big bitch? God damn, bro.
Yeah, man. He talks too much, man. He talks too much, yeah, and he don't. And brass him in the dark.
He talks and then he goes in there and he stops people.
This guy can be stopped.
That's what I'm saying.
He stopped already. Guys can be stopped already, and he's just taking the break.
I like Big Baby. I'm just saying at the highest levels, he's not going to beat Joshua Wilder. But he can. I'll tell you this much: you put him in there with Joseph Parker, he'll stop him.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He'll stop Parker.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, he beats
I ain't gonna lie, I don't
Parker.
know
He beats
about all that.
Parker.
That's a good fight, actually. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's an
Yeah,
even.
good fight.
I don't
Good
know
fight.
about
I
the
agree.
stoppage though.
I think I agree he stops, but I think it's a
He
good
should
fight
fight.
too.
He should fight Andy Ruiz, fat versus fat.
Parker can get a little mean, bro. Parker can be mean.
That's not bad either. You know what, Chris? That's actually not bad either.
And Enrico, see, Chris, this is what I'm saying. There's guys who are live. You ain't fighting no live guys who just coming up stuff.
Bro, most of us agree on this line that Andy Ruiz beat Parker in that fight.
Yeah.
7-5 or 8-4. So you telling me you don't
I
think
had
Big
Andy
Baby
Ruiz
can do the
winning
same?
too.
Stop
I
it.
had Andy Ruiz winning too.
So do I.
So did
I had Andy Ruiz beating
7-5.
Parker too.
All of us
Ruiz
had
to
Andy
win.
Ruiz
Parker won
winning.
that fight. Parker won that fight. I wanted Ruiz to win.
Oh, yeah, okay. Two people out of 9.
Put it this way. Parker winning his win wasn't definitive. It was by no means definitive.
Andy Ruiz
Not at all. It wasn't.
won
In
that.
his
Not at
own
all,
country,
man.
too.
I had Andy Ruiz 8-4. B-Marsh had him 7-5. Chris had him winning.
They
Nauta had him
fucking
winning.
robbed that man, and now he's doing construction in fucking Mexico.
Yeah, and he's depressed.
And I'm
Yeah,
about
he's
to have his
depressed,
ass
man.
next week.
Press
About to
out
have
there,
his
man.
ass
He's supposed to be a
next
world champion, man. He's supposed to be
man.
fucking wearing that world title belt, eating all you can eat tamales for 2
He
years
is the
straight,
world
man.
champion. He's going to be the world champion, picking up some damn leaves Monday.
No, I ain't touching that one.
I'm not saying Big Baby can be stopped in 4 rounds, but I'm just saying I don't stop. He's the heavyweight. He's type of heavyweight. He's heavyweight. I don't like. Big, clumsy, slugger. Don't got no respect for your weight. And Andy Reid, I don't give a shit about Andy. I don't like Andy Reid. I'm not Andy Reid either. A big fat blah 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 blah. I'm glad he's gone as well.
EJ, that word clumsy don't fit. That word clumsy don't fit Big Baby, man. He's not clumsy at all.
Yeah, he's surprisingly athletic for his weight.
Anyone with their belly hanging over their trunks, I ain't got no time for them, bro. They need to. I don't know. He's not a professional athlete, bro. Man like Joshua, even glad I can gun him, but he's boring. But the man was in shape. Like, I don't got no time for no fat belly. And
hey, James
I'll tell you what,
there
was a guy on the fucking Dallas Cowboys called Larry Allen, offensive guard. Call that big motherfucker clumsy. He bench pressed 225 pounds 57 times. Call him clumsy.
Jarrell, that's actually a good point Umar made. Jarrell Miller, he's built like those strongman competitors.
Yeah, 380 pound man I'm talking about. Call him clumsy. He was light on his feet. And strong as shit.
Tebs was fat too, man.
Hey, because you bench press something, yeah, and I can hear you breathing around the corner, it don't mean that, bro. Like, I'm talking about skills, bro. Like, why does everyone got kicked off the hangout?
He's got skills.
Everyone got kicked off the hangout.
Miller's got skills.
Just jumped at the hangout, like B-Marsh.
Miller's got skills, man. You didn't see all those times he was catching and shooting with Wach, batting his fucking jab down?
Nah, it bums me. Let's move on. Let's move on
from the subject of it.
Yeah, y'all got kicked off the hangout.
Yo, I'm the conductor on the fucking Jarrell Miller Express. All aboard.
EJ, what was you saying, EJ? Because I got kicked off right in the middle of your statement.
Don't worry about it. Hey, let's move on. All right, so there's been loads of talks this week with the Wilder Joshua back and forth. We're gonna leave that alone for a while. So let's talk about something more priority. Let's talk about a fight coming up soon. Rigo and Lomachenko. I think we should talk about that fight and the intangibles of that, right? And we can just all talk about it. You don't have to be one at a time. Everyone jump in. I think Rigo can win, yeah. But if he wins that fight, I rate Rigo high already. Even if he loses the fight, there's a built-in excuse ready that he jumped up 2 ways. He's old and this and that. And they're way too old, right? But if he wins the fight, yeah, that's why Rigo's great. So Rigo can't lose in this. In my opinion, he can't really lose. Lomachenko was probably putting it all on the line, in my opinion, because he's getting Rigo at a high weight. He knows he's older. And I think this fight, I think you're looking for one of the most skillful fights this year. What's your guys' take? Anyone? No one wants to talk
on all that. Yeah. I got Rigondeaux. I think he's good. It's going to be, I don't know if it'll be a stoppage, but I think the left hand of the body is going to be the key.
It's Rigo all day, man. Rigo.
I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to pick Lomachenko.
That's okay.
Of course you would, Puerto Rican. Of course you would.
Ain't got nothing to do with the race.
Hey, that nigga Rigo set up to get sacrificed. Be honest, man. It's a sacrificial fight. They trying to sacrifice the man. Period.
I don't think they trying to sacrifice.
Rigo's ready, man.
Desperate.
And booted.
He's
that's why they make you desperate. That's why they make you desperate. They kick you out the way, make you mad, and you don't stop. You stop thinking about your career. You start thinking about Lomachenko's success, and he really ain't even got none, to be honest with you. So Rigo jealous of a nigga that really ain't. My bad, AJ. My bad.
He's jealous of the props that he's getting for doing the basic ass shit.
Yeah. They so Rigo sitting out there jealous, like, what about me? What about me? Like, Rigo, he ain't nobody. Do your thing, man.
Stop that, man. Stop all of that, man. He ain't jealous. Everybody's ducked him for the last 4 years, man. Everybody at his division has ducked him, gone up weight classes, avoided him. Come on, man. Frampton ducked him.
Frampton, Santa Cruz, and Quigg are not everybody. They're 3 people.
The Mexican dude,
it was the mainstay of the division.
That's the main guys though now. That's the main dudes, man. Come on.
No, that was the main guys years ago, and there's been people that have come across since, and he hasn't fought them. So he's gonna go up.
The Reyes kid from Mexico.
Ray Vargas was ordered to fight him by the WBC. Vargas came to the table, and Rigo stepped away from the table. Magdaleno said that he'd fight him, and
that is a true thing, right?
Nah, Top Rank said they won't let Magdaleno fight him.
What EJ said earlier,
Magdaleno fight him though.
Oh well, maybe so. But what EJ said earlier is exactly the case though. At the end of the day, for Rigondeaux, regardless of if he loses or how bad he looks or whatever, it's a no lose for him because he could just go right back to 122, say like, oh well, he was too big for me, blah blah blah, and that's actually a valid excuse. That should happen sometimes. Sometimes you just go up a weight division and guys too big for you, regardless of the talent.
Anselmo Moreno. He came up in weight.
Yo, I was just about to say Anselmo Moreno when he went up, man, he got fucked up.
Nyota, what about
not just
Solana
against Mars, but when he fought Julio Ceja this past year. I mean, honestly, I'd say Moreno is still more talented even as an old fighter than Ceja, but Ceja, he was too young and too strong for him. And too big.
Yeah, it was Nyota. What about Solana Tete and Chris Avalos? I mean, those are the other guys that ducked him as well. Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Tete is kind of hard to completely consider a duck. I mean, outside of the fact that he did call him out, but my point is Tete wasn't even. He's not the same weight classes. So I mean, you're ducking a guy that's above you. That's like saying that Golovkin ducked Ward. I mean, they're not the same weight class.
I understand what you're saying, bro, but you have to understand what. Can I say something?
Okay, well that's like saying Mayweather ducked Golovkin. They're not the same fucking weight class.
I understand that, bro. Hold up, man. People were running campaigns, and the other guy who had the channel shut his channel down not too long ago, a while back. They were running campaigns that Rigondeaux was avoiding Solana Tete. Tete was calling out Rigondeaux in various interviews, called him out, right? So behind closed.
So I mean, in that sense, you can consider it a duck, but there was no mandate for Tete to fight him.
He got put to the fire. He said Rigo too big.
That's what I was going to get into.
Rigo's been avoided. The point I was making. We're going off the point, yeah.
Charlie, let that finish the point, though, and then Charlie.
Let me finish.
But I hadn't even finished.
Oh, you're right. You jumped on Charlie. Everyone jumped on Charlie Brown. Yes, go ahead. You're right. Go ahead, Charlie Brown.
Okay, man.
That's what I mean. Look, at the end of the day, go ahead, then. Go on.
Okay, man. Yeah, I just want to say real quickly. Rigondeaux's team reached out to Solana Tete's team to try and make a fight. Tete admitted that he turned the fight down because Rigo was too big for him. That's what he said. So if that's not a duck, man, you got to tell me what's not a duck. So you can go ahead, Charlie Brown.
I acknowledged that already. I already said that. I said that, like, you can consider it a duck from that sense, but there was
many other fighters that ducked him as well, other than them other 3 fighters.
Okay, then in that case, Andre Ward ducked Floyd Mayweather because he called him out at 160, and then when he got pressed about it, he said, "Oh, never mind, I was just playing." So Andre Ward ducked Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, you're right about that shit.
I was getting that work, bro. You don't like it. Go ahead now, man. Don't go and rubbish that now. You can't even come with that one.
Come on, that is the worst type of thing I've heard, man. Look, but EJ is right, man. EJ is right there, man. Look, he's got a ready-made excuse in some sense of the word, but he's just desperate. They've made him desperate because they've frozen him out. He's been blackballed, man.
No. You know who made him desperate? His fucking idiot promoters, Caribe Promotions. He should be the one suing his goddamn promoter.
Bob Arum made him desperate. Bob Arum, when he beating on each other there. What are you talking about?
But then he signed with Rock Nation, and he should have been getting paid
but Bob
serious
Arum-
fucking money from there. But it was Caribe, man. It's Caribe. It's
Rigo's
Caribe.
small.
Because guess what? When he left Bob Arum, it didn't get any better for him, which it should have. Had he signed to say how Al Heyman had been smart, then it might have gotten better for him, but he didn't.
I agree with that. No matter what Arum done, he left.
I've heard nothing good about Caribe.
It didn't get no better. I agree with Nauta. He left, he pulled the right move, and then he just fucked around and he done some Gamboa shit. Gamboa signed with some French promoters and shit. He signed with Rock Nation and shit. Like what you trying to get on a Jay-Z album or something, nigga? This the fight game.
Give you that.
Gotta get that feature. Guest feature, get the Grammy.
You guys saying that he's getting.
If I'm wrong, Caribe is pretty notorious, or notoriously terrible. I mean, are they not?
Yes. Yeah. Caribe is the reason why nobody knows who the fuck Doricos is, except for his last fight.
Okay,
the guy's one of the best cruiserweights in the fucking world.
They're the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst. Them and Star Boxing are the worst promoters on the planet.
Hey, they got Rigo. They got Rigo out here, old, small, and jealous. That's the worst kind of jealous. You can't be small, old, and jealous.
I tell you what, T. Rigo beat the dog shit out of you, T.
Yeah, he might.
Hey, Umar.
He might.
He will beat the crap out of you. Let me just say this.
You want to make another wager?
Let me say this real quick. We just named a handful of fighters, or 6 maybe, that avoided rigging down. Now he's fighting Lomachenko. Some of you guys are calling him desperate. I don't understand. What else
he's desperate.
He's desperate in terms of money. He's desperate in that sense.
His whole Twitter is a Lomachenko page. His whole Twitter a Lomachenko page, bro. That's jealousy, bro. When everything you tweet about is another man, that's some jealousy.
He's shaming another guy into fighting, and that's what.
I get it, but that's where the desperation come in. How you got 2 belts in another division?
Even with Lomachenko,
you ain't gotta win.
Lomachenko's bullshitting, man. He should have fought fucking Corrales. He should have fought fucking Miguel Bichette. Instead, he's gonna fight a nigga that's from 2 fucking weight classes below him. Bullshit. Lomachenko's getting all kinds of fucking credit for not doing a goddamn thing, but basic bullshit. And then he gets and then after Lomachenko beats him, people are gonna act like this motherfucker's the greatest of all time or some shit, even though he still has the fucking loss to Acelino and won't rematch his ass.
Of all time.
I'm calling him the greatest of all time. And Al Heyman, if we went to Al Heyman, look at Kid Chocolate's career. Al Heyman's not necessarily a good guy. He made that. Rigo would eat that money. And look like, Orlando Acelino, who's that heavyweight? Who's that heavyweight? That big heavyweight who turned fat. Like Rigo ended up looking like that.
Orlando Solis.
Yeah, I'm not saying Rigo. Look, man, Cubans. Look, man. I'm trying to say that they shut him out. Right? They've been ducking him. Right now, maybe now I don't want to take that, but they've been ducking him. And they're putting him. You can't lose. That's more or less where we are now. It's more where we are now. He's great. He's one of the greatest little guys. And Chocolate should have fought him. That's what I'm saying. Chocolate ducked him. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. So did.
And Andre Ward ducked Anthony Joshua. There you go.
Who y'all picking to win the fight? Who y'all picking to win the fight?
Come on, play down.
Hey, let's do a picture.
EJ.
That's impressive. I gotta be honest.
I want to bet Umar. Umar, you want to make a wager on the fight?
Who am I picking? Who you picking, Chris?
I'm picking Lomachenko.
Innit? What round?
Hey, Chris, you're the only one out here, bro. Everyone's gonna be there.
That's what I'm saying. I said Umar want to make a wager. He had a little comment he made.
Umar ain't gonna pay you. He's gonna duck you like Benny from the block.
Chris, I'm not indulging you caping for the white man. You can bet somebody else on that bullshit.
Man, I don't do white and black in boxing, man.
He just green when it comes to money. Look, man. Hey, you know we ain't gonna pay you, Chris. So don't worry about that. Now,
yeah, I ain't get the Sergio Martinez Cotto money.
Rigondeaux walking into a clan party. Rigondeaux walking.
He's bringing up Benny from the block, man.
No way Rigondeaux loses that fight, man.
Right now, man. Stop playing.
They're on different skill levels.
He got that man. He got that man in that jealous, small, and
Hell,
old.
jealousy,
He ain't want. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. It's the truth.
What do you
He
mean
ain't
by
want to
jealous
fight.
and
Hold on,
small?
hold on.
He can't
He
help
ain't
his
want.
size, bro. That don't
He
be
ain't want
slim
to
right.
fight. Hold on. He ain't want to fight in like. He ain't want to fight in a year and a half, man. And he going
No,
up.
that for no, you know T though for Tim that's an insult. Just being small, you know.
Yeah.
With all the shit that he's talking about, flyweights and all that.
We got 3 people picking Lomachenko. We got now.
I ain't picking nobody. I ain't picking nobody. I
You
don't
saying already? You already
I
said
don't
you
fuck
was
with the
just
circus. I'm just here to make fun of the circus.
Man.
I'm here
You're
to
gonna
make
back
fun of the
out now.
circus.
Yeah, don't
I
go
ain't picking nobody. I ain't backing down. I'm just making fun of the circus. This ain't even a fight to me. It's a circus. It's a clan meeting.
It is. Dead up, T. That's why I don't even waste my time talking about it that often, unless it's brought to me.
Man, you
Okay.
we go right.
No faith, man.
Y'all got no.
You got Lomo?
I got faith in that guy's ability.
You got Lomo?
Yeah, I got lower, but
You guys
Lomachenko ain't never
Part
done
two.
no drug testing. Never done no up there knocking people out at 130, just getting big and shit. Rigging down, he want to fight in a year and a half.
So for the record, it's me, Charlie Brown, and B. Marsh. They got Rigo. Just us 3.
They say they doing VADA this time. So they say they doing VADA this time. But like I said, this is a clan meeting. Rigo, man, I don't believe in
guys
that.
moving up to 2 different weight classes considered joke fights. So guys moved up. A guy moved up 2 different weight classes.
I wouldn't be surprised if T's correct because Lomachenko he gets things that no other fighter gets. He gets shit like, oh my god, delivered to him. Like I can't even fucking put it like just how much this shit like this guy gets shit served up to him on a fucking silver platter or a gold damn platter.
Yep. How you lose? How you lose and get the same title shot right away? How that happen, G?
Well, that's Kovalev. Ask Kovalev how they do that.
Hey, but you know what? At least Kovalev had multiple defenses of that WBO belt. Lomachenko lost in one fight, and next thing you know, you in the next shot. No, it's a little different there. It's a lot of different there. Matter of fact. But hey, like, look, man, Rigo Dow getting served up. Like I said, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just saying the facts. He old, he's small, and he jealous. That's the worst kind of jealous to be, man.
Jealous of what? Jealous of what? Who's he jealous of?
EJ, I agree with you. Jealous of what? Lomachenko ain't nobody to be jealous of. He's a joke to look at.
Rigo has no loss. Like that dude, he got nothing to be jealous about.
That's what I was gonna say. He's the most decorated amateur.
No, it ain't nothing to do with that. It ain't nothing to do with that. They both decorated.
Why would he be jealous? Why would he be?
Yeah.
Because he's not getting the hype on the pro level.
In there with Rigo, see what happens.
Lomachenko get called the Matrix and he don't know why. You ask me why.
The thing about him being small, I reject all of that, man.
I'm with you, B. Marsh. Let's just wait and see what happens.
You sound like you're
See the shoes I keep telling you I want to buy you?
Oh, small jealousy. I can't do nothing to tell you.
These shoes are expensive these days.
Mashadia, do you know these shoes, the copper and the silver?
Oh yeah, I know the copper.
Pennies, are they pennies something?
Yeah.
I hear African accent coming from somewhere. I hear that shit.
B must look at some Spanish thing. There you go. It's gone. Right, go ahead. Let's get back.
Do you know how to profit off the silver? I sell you this cell phone for $35.
Motherfucker crazy, man.
But we was talking about this jealousy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get this guy, man, about his jealousy. I'm jealous of what? I'm baffled, man.
Well, let me tell you.
Let me
tell you what he's jealous of. HBO rolled his nuts. ESPN ride his nuts. Regan Dow wants that. They don't do it for him though. You could talk about they both got 2 gold medals. Yeah, but what is it getting one? What's it getting the other? His whole Twitter page is, ooh, I was the Matrix before. Why they call him the Matrix? But when I do it, it's like a jealousy thing.
He never said nothing about that.
Hold on. They implemented this in him, so he won't worry about his division.
Who's that?
The system all together. The system. So they implemented this in him, and unlike other people who get ducked, Rigo stopped taking care of people in his division. He stopped looking and worrying about himself. He started worrying about Lomachenko. If Lomachenko moved to 140, Rigondeaux would try to go to 140 because that's the hate there.
What else he's supposed to do?
I mean,
what else he's supposed to do?
I mean, you just got to get with the right people, man. This part of his job to do that. He fucked this up. and ever since then he been chasing a guy that ain't worried about him. Lomachenko ain't worried about him, but they taking the fight because they don't mind participating in the circus. His whole career been a circus.
His whole career is a circus.
Yeah,
Lomachenko.
Lomachenko's whole career is a circus, basically. Yes. Lomachenko's entire career is a circus. Yes. He on that
welcome to the world of low place. Yeah.
But I will say this though. Yeah, him getting 2 consecutive, maybe you get one title shot in his second pro fight, and then get another one after a loss in his third pro fight. Yeah, I agree with you on that stance. But at the same time, you gotta give Lomachenko credit because he's able to defend his title in 2 different weight classes at a faster pace. That's pretty impressive, despite what you think. That's very hard, not an easy thing to do, bro. Okay.
I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm not looking at all this pound for pound. He's the best in the world shit. I'm not saying everybody's doing something that ain't easy. Boxing ain't easy too.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's not pound for pound number 1. He's still got much more work to do.
Pound for pound shit. He ain't pound for pound nada. Pound for pound nowhere.
Better than Buddy Jack, he is. Yes, he is better than Buddy Jack.
Why he need to lay off opponents? Why do he need your laid off opponents? Why do we need your laid off opponents? Why?
Who Buddy Jack? Buddy Jack
Why you fighting 122 pounders if you better than Badu Jack? Badu Jack going up fighting lineal champions. You went up and fought fucking Martinez.
The man's got draws. Rigo be killing at some of the top competition.
Come on, man. Lomachenko a circus and Rigondeaux was jealous. Lomachenko was a circus and Rigondeaux was jealous. He better be getting paid at least.
Stop it, man.
I gotta quit saying that with my bad, AJ.
Rigo gonna have no dude running, man. He gonna be running. He gonna be running like Donaire in the 12th round.
I hope Rigo. I don't want that.
He's gonna feel that power, B-Marsh.
Rigo gonna mess up his eye, bro.
I hope so.
Exactly, that's Mr. Doc. Yeah, that power. That left hand is mean. Yeah. That left hand is like Pacquiao, man. Fellas trying to stay away from that.
You, man. You gotta break them ribs.
I bet you 122-pound Lomachenko wouldn't be going up to fight no 130-pound Rigo because he.
Oh, you already know he ain't doing that. He ain't even rematching Saucedo.
The system wouldn't make him jealous. The system wouldn't make him jealous, man. He getting set up for failure.
I got Rigo, man. I ain't even worried.
I'm not worried either. Yeah. We'll just wait.
I hope y'all right. I'm gonna laugh at all the Lomachenko fanboys. I hope y'all right, but I mean, I just know the man likely on PEDs. They say they testing. Gabriel got so much pull.
See the X-Files music, man.
Slander. Who's slandered? Who's on PEDs?
No. Where's Tess at? Where Lomachenko Tess at? Going up in weight, knocking people out with one punch, and you weren't doing it at 126. Where your test, dog? Where you testing at? Where's that?
Whether you rock out Roman.
Yeah, Lo has a point. No, he has a point. Lomachenko's never tested for
it. Doing that though, man.
Hey, EJ. Lomo Juicy L. Lomo Juicy L.
Oh man. Low juicy tech, low juicy high tech, like no man.
No, hey, Bobby, stay doing this shit. Stay letting his people not test and all that, man. Nah, fuck that, man. I'm calling it out. You can't punch at 126. You went up to 130. You laid a man out with one shot, done a backflip and shit. Come on, man. Backflip illegal in your arm.
Lomachenko, will you give him full credit for that win, even though you think it's a circus fight?
I don't know what to give him credit for. I don't. What did he beat a pound for pound fighter? No, he's not a pound. He's going up fighting somebody that he shouldn't
give him credit for.
What? Hold on. Damn, where's Lomachenko on the pound for pound list? On mine. Where's he at? Where's Lomachenko?
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about Ring Magazine. I'm talking about Transcontinental. I'm talking about.
Piss on Ring Magazine. I piss on Ring Magazine.
No, Ring Magazine, ESPN. He's rated in the top 5.
My address. Hold on. I'm gonna give you my address. I want you to send me. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna give you my address. Send me a Ring Magazine. I'm gonna turn my camera on and I'm gonna piss on it for you. Cause I don't give a shit about their rankings. I'm talking about what I'm supposed to give him credit for. He beating the guy that ain't nothing but a circus. That's why I said
circus dude.
Going up.
He beat an Olympian.
If you go up and beat Canelo, you go up and beat Golovkin, you get paid. You get
fighters in the world. You got to give him credit for that, dude.
Lomachenko's a circus, bruh. Chill out, man. He's a circus.
He's a circus. He's a damn good.
If he's a great fighter, why? If he's a great fighter, why is this promoter putting him in fights with year layoff people? Tell me that. Why? Is he
why you put him in there with Mariusz coming off a loss at a lower weight?
I got him for that. I agree with you on that.
That boy best win Jason Sosa. Yeah, that's a great fighter. Your best win Jason Sosa. Great fighter.
A good win?
Who?
Is Walters not a good win?
Year layoff. Talk to me about something else. 4th year layoff. Talk to me about something. Talk to me about something else.
Fighter. Most people picked Walters to win that fight.
Most people ain't fighting guys off a year layoff. I called it the same day.
Lomachenko's a joke, man. I agree with T there. Lomachenko's a joke, and that's why I've got Rigo against him. That's why I'm picking Rigo against him, man. I don't care about the system. I don't care about Royce.
He's saying all that. He's still picking Lobo. He's still picking Lobo. You know what I'm saying?
What is it? I'm picking nobody. I'm joking on the circus. I wish it wasn't happening. I'm joking on the circus. Period.
Contracts that Lomachenko and his team pull. I agree with y'all on that. But the fact is, you can't take away the fact that he's a good fighter. He is rated one of the pound best fighters in the world. You may not agree with that.
I think he's dog shit. I think he's dog shit. He's not pound for pound.
How do we rate the fighter? How do we rate your opinion? So if I just come in and pimp slap the game, manipulate the game, and I get 30 wins, I'm a great fighter? No.
It is. That wins the fight. If he able to overcome all that shit.
You act like you don't watch boxing and you just read it in a book, man. That's why you be acting. You be taking contact.
You understand? Rigondeaux could pull off an upset where he's overcame the system, as you claim the system was against him. Why won't you give him credit for that?
I mean, I give him credit for that, but I'm not gonna say, "Oh, that's the greatest win in the whole world." I don't think it is. I mean,
but you will get.
He's not going up fighting this proven. He's not going up fighting this proven ass dude. He's not going up fighting this proven ass. He's not fighting.
Is it a better win than Amagasa?
He's not fighting the Earl. He's fighting the hype job. He fighting a dude that, sadly he should.
No. It's an honest question.
Like I said, Lomachenko, nobody to be jealous of, and he found himself a way to be jealous of Lomachenko. Rigondeaux should slap himself.
But the Lomachenko win be a better win than Amagasa. Would that be a better win than Amagasa?
What Amagasa ever done? True, yeah, it would. More than like, yeah, even just off amateur shit. It would. Amagasa ain't nothing to brag about.
What about the Donaire fight? Would it be better than the Donaire win?
No, it wouldn't be. No.
Okay. It wouldn't? You saying Donaire's a
better?
No. Hell no.
Donaire's a better Lomachenko?
Yes. Donaire done his part. He put in work.
Of course he is. At the time, fucking Nonito Donaire was a 3-weight world champion. Pound for pound, people talking about being pound for pound number one. He crazy?
Yeah.
It wasn't a handout to it. It wasn't a year layoff. It wasn't a year layoff handout. Lomachenko's a handout. His last name should be Handoff, Emmett Smith or some shit like that. That's all I think about when I think of him. Handoffs.
Yo, Beats. Yo, Beats. When you're ready, Beats. Jump in when you're ready, Beats, man.
Would that be, if he beats Lomachenko, would that be one of his best wins on his record for Rigondeaux?
Yeah, it would be. I guess it would. Yeah, because his resume really ain't that good. He got that one good victory, but the rest is just like, okay, you done it.
Yeah, decent wins.
I guess.
Cool.
Yeah. But I'm the structure of it all. No, Lomachenko ain't one of the best fighters in the world, in my opinion. Nope, he got no.
We'll agree to disagree, but all right, that's cool. I'm glad you see eye to eye on this one.
I'll hit Lomachenko one time and knock him out. Ain't nobody worried about that little miniature motherfucker.
Ben, you should roll up on him, shoot him in the leg, so the fight don't even happen. I laugh at Bob. That's what I want.
I'm not
serious as fuck. I hope
this ain't no Nancy.
Y'all better shoot him in the leg because y'all gonna be mad as hell after that fight over with.
This ain't no Nancy Kerrigan shit.
Why me? Why me? Nancy Kerrigan.
Fuck him. I don't like that system shit. That's some oppressive, assistive, racist shit. I hope he get hit by a car on the way to the arena.
All right, cool.
Him and Bob Arum can take a taxi right to the shin.
All righty. Anyways, did you guys talk about the Mikey Garcia and Robert Easter fight being made? We talked about that yet?
No, let's get Beats in first.
Yeah, Beats didn't get to say that. Beats, go ahead, take it over, Beats.
What's happening, man? What's happening, people? What's happening?
What up, Beats?
Yeah, man. I don't rate. Danny Jacobs is good. But he's not that good. He just exposed out of Triple G. Danny Jacobs is okay, but he doesn't have special skills. He's big. He's quite quick. The best African American boxer I've seen. He is.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more fights that happen, it just exposes Triple G a little more. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Not that good. And as for the fat dude, the heavyweight, dude, you got no snap. You're too heavy. No snap on your shots. I heard someone saying he needs to come in heavy. Don't you see what's happening? He's got no snap on his shots at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? But you know what he is? Yeah, he's a strong dude. He's a strong boy. He's strong. No athlete, no speed, no snap on his shots at all. You know, he was landing that jab. You guys weren't seeing it, but Wach was landing the jab and the left hook pretty easy. They just didn't have much on it.
Yeah, that's
right. Sitting target, man. That dude's a sitting target.
He'll get destroyed by Joshua.
That's why I was saying I'd like to see him against someone we've seen control range before, you know, before he moves up to someone like Wilder or Joshua.
Well, no angles at all, right in front of you. Punches. Like when you saw Wach had love handles, he wasn't in shape. He broke his hand. It wasn't like he was punching him up in the fight. He just stopped punching him. Dude, listen, Dillian Whyte will mash up. He will beat Jarrell Miller. Trust me, Dillian Whyte will beat Jarrell Miller. Dillian gets in shape, he'll beat Jarrell Miller. He will beat Jarrell Miller.
The only person riding with you on that statement is EJ. Everybody else disagrees with that shit.
Now Jarrell Miller pretty banged up now, so it's possible. Like he went through it, so that's possible. But I think the one that fought Wilder, Dillian Whyte can't beat that one.
I've seen Dylan in the last fight, right? Dylan didn't look that sharp. I've seen Dylan with way more snap on his punch.
I'm still waiting to see this performance from Dillian, to tell you the truth. I think it got really taken out of him against Joshua. Now looking back at it, Joshua seems to have taken a lot out of him.
Yeah. Because that last uppercut, you know, that was a destroyer, man.
Man, he was laying on the bottom rope just like Stavern. The same situation. Laid the fuck out.
What, Dillian Whyte versus Joshua?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, you didn't see him laying on that bottom rope looking crazy?
Yeah, I had forgot about this shit till now. He was laid out the same way.
You like John David Jackson. John David Jackson's an idiot.
Yeah.
You go back to February to when I was fighting, we waited the same day. Yeah, but you know the rules today. And you knew the rules before you came in.
Yeah, man.
But honestly, I think last night Eddie Hearn learned a lesson about the American fight scene. He ain't gonna be able to sell out no fucking stadiums over here, bro. It ain't gonna happen.
I just see him. Do you know what? I think he looked at it and thought, you know what? I'm better off staying in England, man.
yeah. I think he should realize that.
To stay, but boy, that was that whole card.
Right. Only way he can compete in America is if he can get into the Vegas scene. Because Vegas, he makes so much money regardless of who comes in.
Yo, let me ask you a question off topic real quick, because I'm looking at the pictures. What was it that happened when Whyte and Joshua got into the altercation after the round? Who started that?
Which
Whyte after the extracurriculars after the bell.
Joshua threw a punch after the bell, yeah.
Yeah, Joshua threw a punch and then he threw an overhand right. Yeah.
Just looking at the picture, and I wanted to see if y'all remember that, because I forgot that shit.
That fight was like ever so close to being stopped.
I remember that. I remember that fight vividly because I wanted Dillian to put Joshua's head in the 17th row. I was really hoping that would happen.
Yeah.
But that'll never happen. I learned my lesson on that, and I learned my lesson on listening to EJ. EJ talked me into thinking Charles Martin could beat Joshua. Never listened to that.
I don't know what the fuck y'all think about
this could beat Dillian Whyte.
Hey, that boy Eddie Hearn probably booked his ticket back to the UK quick as fuck. Said, I'm
came to the damn. When Charles Martin walked down the aisle, I kept hearing Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't want to die. Hold on.
Oh man. Yeah, but I have to agree that Big Baby Miller, like there are some things about his defense. That's why I said if he steps up his defense, he could do quite well. But if he doesn't,
Charlie.
It doesn't, he'll get badly hurt.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder got on some Timberlands.
He got what?
Deontay Wilder got on some Timberlands. I just thought I'd throw that out there since everybody talk about it on YTVC.
Hey, dumbass. Yo, that dumb Chris, that dumbass mink in 60-degree weather though, man. That shit.
Man, you crazy as hell. That mink was fly as a motherfucker. If I had that mink, I wear that shit every day. I wear that shit in the summer, 150 degrees, motherfucker.
60-degree weather, big ass. Looking like Jon Snow behind the wall and shit.
Only thing he needed was the hat to match, man. He looked like a dope boy from the 1970s, boy. That shit was beautiful.
That motherfucker swear he was going to chase wildlings or something. Nigga, it ain't that cold out there. Chill the fuck out, man.
Oh yeah, let me ask you a question, right? I don't know if EJ will allow me to, but this Lamont Peterson and Errol Spence, who's your money? Who's you lot's money on? Is that a silly question?
Spence easy.
Spence gonna win. It's a fight. Peterson.
Honestly, I think it'll be fun while it lasts. But I mean, yeah, I got Spence. Spence is gonna win. But I think Peterson will give him a couple things to think about the first round or two before Spence really starts putting it on him physically.
Yeah,
I think Lamont Peterson plays in
he got dropped twice against Victor Ortiz. He got dropped twice against Amir Khan.
Yeah.
He got dropped against Tim Bradley. He goes down a lot.
Yeah, he couldn't get treated like Chris Algieri.
I don't know about that, man.
So what is he gonna start being like the nutritionist for he's gonna start being the nutritionist for the Charlos now after he loses? Or
might not get treated like Chris Algieri. Spence like that squad him and train with him like got help from him.
The topic, man. So what was that, EJ?
It's gonna be like a little respect issue.
I'm just saying this. I see him getting just eaten like. Because the thing is, I'm looking at Matisse the way Matisse did him. That's why I think Errol Spence is on that type of thing now. I think he'll do him like that, bro.
Wow, DJ, he like them though. They good people. They good people. He ain't gonna like. I want to agree with you, but they good people. Like they done sparred together. He taught him shit while he was in the Olympics and shit like that.
He's trying to do what he was doing to the guy. He's trying to keep that kind of thing, and he respects him, but it's business, bro. And he's got image, man. Anyone in the ring. He's trying to blitz, bro. He ain't trying to friend you up and let you go because it'll hurt his reputation. He needs to go in there and scare people. So he has to blitz him, bro. He has to blitz him and blitz him good. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, the guy's a career 140 and he's moving up, right? And all these guys are moving up into the welterweight division because there's more money in 147. It seems to me, right? Other than middleweight, like other than heavyweight, like maybe this is the division where all the money is, man. Like Furman. Everyone sees Furman, Spence. That's probably the most talented division right now. Crawford in there. You know, they've got how many pounds they got in that division right there, man. That's alone. You know, Bradley just retired. You know, so his division stacked. Is Manny still around? Is he retired? What's going on, Manny?
Still about.
He's still about. Yeah, he's still running around somewhere.
See, division stacked, man. Division stacked. I don't know how Crawford gonna fare at 147. I think he gonna get his ass whooped by Spence, man. That's what I think.
Not yet.
I do. I think so.
He's not gonna fight Spence. That's what's gonna happen.
The whole thing. Yeah, they're not gonna fight each other, man. They discussed it, but Spence didn't seem like he don't agree with it, but Spence didn't really want it. Like,
Spence didn't what?
They already spoke about the possibility of it.
Yeah, Spence
kind of shied away from it.
He be hating on Errol Spence because he think Errol Spence and Buddy Jack and something. I don't know what he's on that.
Man, I like Terence Crawford, man. His style just say he can't beat.
He can't beat Buddy Jack. That's what you say.
No, Spencer bomb rush him, bro. Earl Spencer treat him like he did Algieri. I'm just telling you, man. Everybody getting Algieri. Everybody. I'm like, damn, but I'm not Algieri. He gonna be like, yes, you are, nigga. I'm not Algieri. Yes, you are. Like, that's all they gonna hear over and over again. There's gonna be an identity crisis up in that joint. They're gonna be like, I am Algieri. I'm not
Algieri. What's gonna happen is they're gonna every Crawford fight that comes out, they're gonna be like, oh, like Spence needs to fight Crawford. Spence needs to fight Crawford. Spence needs to fight. It's gonna be the same shit as Floyd Mayweather with Manny Pacquiao, man. It's gonna be exactly the same.
They're gonna have to fight eventually.
Well, and guess what's gonna happen? Spence is gonna fight the tougher opponents, and he might be more shop worn by the time it all gets down to it when they fight. Because on Crawford's side of things, I mean, outside of Jeff Horn, who I think is legit, there's really not much after that. Crawford will be able to kind of sail through most of the guys that he's going to be fighting. Even fucking Jesse Vargas is with Heyman now.
I'm going to say it again. If Crawford got the whole Jeff Horn, if you see him in there holding on to Jeff Horn, slowing down the action, he ain't got no shot versus that dog from Texas. That's all I'm going to go. I'm just going to put that out there.
What about Estrada and Sisake in February?
That's a good fight, man. That's a great fight. I can't wait for that.
Over his body like he did. Oh boy,
I got Estrada, man.
If Sisake knocks out Estrada, he's pound for pound number one. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, if he flip over, I put him pound. If he do a flip after he did it like chocolate,
I never flipped. Nah, I'm not, bro. I'm not putting nobody that weighs less than my left thigh at pound for pound number one. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on, not even Estrada.
Omar, let me tell you how.
Estrada, my man, though. Estrada, my man. I put him up there in the top three, though.
Omar had to change his mind. Omar, go watch that video Nato shared and see that flip he did when Chocolito was dead.
Nah, I did watch it. That was a good video, man. That dude was talking about he's eating out of garbage cans and shit. I felt bad for homie, man. I felt happy for him at the end of the video, though.
You see that flip? Like homie was down there still, stiff, motionless, and Kit Kat flipped over that. Yo, it only could have been worse if he literally just flipped over him, but he just was like turning circles in the ring. I'm like, yo, that's a celebration right there. Man, dead, and you in there doing gymnastics, bro. That was savage right there.
Hey, he was elated. He got that nice big payday when he went home to Thailand. Got a parade on elephants and shit.
Yep.
For that couple $100 grand he made over here probably is like $2 billion in Thailand, though.
Well, not just that, but the government will give you money. Like if you're a Thai fighter and you win like a world title or Olympic gold and stuff. Remember, I think it was one of the 2000 Olympic gold medalists. He won it in boxing. I think it was at flyweight. And they gave him 20 million baht, which is like
a lot.
It's like I want to say it's got to be about 200 times the average income of like a middle class Thai person. So
you know it's gonna be fucked 20 years.
Good for him, man. He earned it.
Broke. They gonna say Sariscat broke 20 years from now, but that'd be fucked up, boy.
He'll never be broken.
Nah, you never heard of no fucking Thai person going broke.
They gave him a job as a cop, and they enrolled him in like a university also.
Yeah, man, he's set for life, man.
Yeah, he's already set. These last couple fights set him for life, man. A couple $100 grand. Come on, in Thailand, that money will never run out.
He gonna set your boy. He gonna set your boy for life. He gonna set old boy for life. Then he gonna flip over him. Watch, man. He gonna bang your patient ass up.
Man,
that's a great fight, though.
Man, Estrada gonna beat the dog shit out of him.
Estrada versus Sisake is Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence versus Crawford come to life. That's the reason why people ask like why I follow the division, because the best fight the best.
Stop it now. Stop it.
I think Estrada can win, but I think he's got too much.
What do you mean stop it? It's the best versus the best.
He's gonna stand in front of
two not just elite talents, but two generational talents.
One guy is coming up in the weight.
We agree completely on that turnaround. Good fight.
They're not even.
Estrada already went up, EJ, and he beat Quadras, who beat Srisaket. So you can't say that.
He barely won though. He did barely win. He left that shit to the judges.
What's the bump from time now? That guy robbed Srisaket in the first fight. Everyone knows about that. Like the bump from they ain't the same now. What are you talking about? So like,
Thailand maybe knows about that, but outside of there.
You try to hype, it ain't the same. None of them fights you mentioned. Nah.
It is. Just because they don't speak English doesn't mean the significance of the fight.
Hey, bro, you're talking about Andy Joshua and Wilder, who basically undefeated heavyweights with knockout.
Nah, Wilder ain't better than none of them, EJ. Nah, Wilder ain't done nothing in this comparison.
You need to chill. Like you don't need to chill.
I agree with Nauta. I ain't saying it's the same significance.
Estrada Srisaket is a big fight.
For that division and that divisional range, it's exactly the same.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, that's the big fight, man. That's a big fight. That's a big fight.
It might not be on the same level as Joshua Wilder, but it's certainly
not in terms of fame, no, or money, but in terms of like
the key word is for the weight class. Yeah, I agree there.
In terms of critical acclaim, you know, it's like saying that like MC Hammer was a better rapper than fucking Rakim just because he sold more. That didn't mean shit.
Facts. Not to just school it on this one. Tell him now.
Ain't schooling no. I'm telling you right now.
MC Hammer watching ass fans, man. Deontay Wilder, MC Hammer breakdancing ass, man. Fake ass. Big ass fans you got on with that ugly ass meat.
Public service announcement. I do not endorse anything Low Place says at any point in time ever.
That's me. I don't want to do it.
You just gave me a video title. Now to pull this book out, told y'all to sit in the seats and take this lesson. I gotta go with Naoto on that one. He called that man MC Hammer. That's facts.
Dead up.
No, ain't facts nowhere. You're making up stuff, and it's cool. What is it? Fake news is what it is.
Hold on. Who got the better win? Who got the better win? Wilder? Who got the better win? Estrada or Wilder?
We dropping gems, man.
I thought you talking about someone else.
Who got the better win? Estrada or Wilder?
Who's Estrada beat?
Quadras.
Who got the better win?
that single name alone. That name alone. That name alone.
Wilder, man, get out of here. Wilder, get out of here. Quadras, you're crazy. Get out of here. Who Quadras beat?
Alone. Okay, he beat.
Let me do this Scorsese. Who's Quadras beat, bro? Tell me.
Hold on. Let me go ahead.
What's your question? I don't get it.
We seen him beat up.
Who?
Hold on.
Hold on. Answer the question. Who has Quadras beat? Go on.
You ain't gonna give him credit for Roman, but we seen him beat up.
No. You answer the question. Who has Quadras?
You're right. But we see him beat up on Roman. You're right. But we see him beat up on Roman.
You said it.
Yeah.
Nobody told it to
Who's Wilder best win? Who Wilder best win? No. Let me play that game too. Let me play that game too. Who is Wilder's best win?
Nah. Don't try.
Who is Wilder's best win? Who's Wilder's best win?
Go beat Skin.
Now, here's how you phrase it. The fact is, yeah, he might only have Quadras, but he took the pound-for-pound best fighter to what was it, a split decision?
Lost though, man.
Facts.
He beat.
Hold on. That guy wasn't the pound-for-pound. He was a fake pound-for-pound. Everyone knows. So he still doesn't even. And you know what? Hey, what's up, Zone?
But then the Quadras beat. Hold on, but Quadras got the. Hold on. Quadras even got.
No saving me.
Quadras beat Kit Kat. Quadras beat Kit Kat, bro.
Quadras beat who? What would you say there, boy? What'd you say?
Quadras beat Kit Kat.
Did you watch the fight? Hey, did you watch the fight?
I know it was close. I know.
Did you watch the fight?
I know, EJ. I'm telling you what I know.
Hey, you watched the fight?
No, I didn't watch it, but I'm telling you what
I know. All right. So that's it.
No, you know I didn't watch it, boy. Tell us what you know.
Nah, Quadras, man. Quadras beat a couple good guys, man. He beat a couple good guys.
Hey, Umar, who did he beat?
I remember he beat David Carmona. He beat that David Carmona. He beat that dude Salgado. He beat that dude. Hold on, what's my man's name? He beat that dude Concepcion. Man, he beat some guys, man. Just because you don't know who these guys are, don't mean they're bums.
I know they are. And the main guys in the divisions is Seager Kit, yeah, in a way, yeah, Roman, yeah, and Quadras is himself as a name, but he ain't beat no one. I know he ain't beat no one.
So who MC Hammer beat? Who MC Hammer beat?
Well, you know who Quadras did beat? EJ.
Now, why are you getting involved? I'm dealing with T. Why are you getting?
All right, go ahead.
No. I mean, I don't.
Don't say them. Don't say them.
But I can tell you this, Quadras.
You're not giving me no work, bro, because I just named three fucking good opponents. You can't give me work.
Deontay Wilder, Lil Romeo. Deontay Wilder,
what's up, Zo? Yo, what's up, Zo?
That's facts.
Get out of here.
Hey, Joshua Master P and old boy Lil Romeo. Wilder Lil Romeo. That's facts. He only in the game because another man made fame. Facts.
At least you're talking about division. No division. I know what you're talking about before you start.
Lil Romeo. Deontay Romeo Wilder. Fuck out of here, man.
Coming with that fake news. Get out of here. Fake news out here. Get out. What up, Zo? You gonna stay on mute? I guess he gonna stay on mute. Man, please try to save the boy as well.
Nah, he's there. Zone
no, you was losing already. You was losing already because you
You was losing until you dismissed me, EJ.
Let Zone get a word in, man. Let Zone get a word in.
Yeah, let Zone speak, guys.
I just want Wilder to come out to Romeo.
Why is it two of me?
What up, Zone?
Yeah, Zone. What's up, Zone?
Hey, Zone, give us your take on Danny Jacobs' performance and Big Baby's performance, bro.
Oh, I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. Jacobs is who I think he is. I mean, what was people looking for? I mean, only thing that he could have done for me is just pretty much stop the guy. But other than that, it was all right. I mean, you got another player at middleweight. My guy is Charlo, so it don't matter anyway. You know, I think Charlo beats Jacobs. I think he beat Triple G, and I think he beat Canelo. So Charlo is the guy who I got. But Danny Jacobs did all right. I liked it. Miller is just it's a big, strong dude, man. But his skill set, it needs work. He needs but hell, who the fuck got decent skills at heavyweight for real, except Anthony Joshua. Wilder ain't got no real skill set. Dillian White ain't got no real skill set. They all are decent heavyweights, you know, middle of the road, trying to figure out who's the best. But the most skillful heavyweight right now is
Jarrell Big Baby Miller.
No, of course not. Come on, man. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous, man. Come on now. You know that guy. You know, he's just a thick hamburger eating guy, man, that's trying to make some money right now. And it's okay though.
You said Lil Romeo had the most skills the other day.
Who got the most skills the other day?
Lil Romeo. You said Lil Romeo was long and had the best feet.
I don't know who that is. What are you talking about?
Yeah, who the fuck is Little Romeo, T? You gotta explain that shit.
Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder.
Romeo. How many names you got for her?
Hold on. See, here we see. T,
I thought you said that. I'm just asking. Didn't you say that?
No, we're not gonna do that. You ain't gonna think I said that. That's ridiculous. Cause see, when you say that, it's implied that I probably said that. So let me check you and correct you. I said that guy has.
It's cool. You didn't say it's cool. I just thought you did.
Nah, okay. You better get it right. What I said was that he's athletic, dude. I always said Anthony Joshua was more technical. You know, I know you got this beef with Deontay Wilder and whatever you got going on, but I ain't got nothing.
Romeo. Stop playing, man.
Listen, here's the thing. Deontay Wilder is a good heavyweight. He knocks people out. That's what we expect. He's in shape and he's disciplined. That's the bottom line. Ain't nothing you can say or do to take away from that. You know, he need to get his financial stuff in order and get his promoter and his manager on the same page or whatever the case may be. But other than that, the guy got the good intangibles that people want to see, period.
But is he blessed like Lil Romeo, though? Yeah, I know.
Man, just please stop saying Little Romeo, man. Please stop saying fucking Little Romeo.
I'm just saying, Joshua Master Pete, and Wilder walking in the footsteps like Lil Romeo, man. That just is what it is. Is he or is he not? Did he do anything to get in this big fight? Did he do anything in the world to just be like, yo, I beat the best. I'm the best. He just got
You know what he did? I'll tell you what he did. I'll tell you what Wilder did to get in the position to be the big fight. He knocked every motherfucker out he faced, and he got a green belt. Simple and plain.
Nah, now the argument wins, bro. Now the argument win. We proved it, man. We a lot of MC Hammer fans. Now they came through with the street sweep.
I gotta agree with you, though, man. I
Now
don't
came
think
Miller-
with the stopper, boy.
that much.
Yo, man,
Y'all can't sell me. Y'all
Miller-
can't sell me that any other heavyweight has done anything more than Wilder besides Joshua. You can't sell me on that bullshit. I don't want to hear Little Romeo. I don't hear none of that nonsense.
But that
That's a
ain't the
bunch of
point.
bullshit.
I hear that. I hear
Miller-
that.
Yo,
He hasn't
hold
done
on.
what Joshua
Miller,
done. You have to.
Miller tapped
behind
Wilder's check though. So who's really fighting the leftovers?
Well, that's some old foul shit now. So I ain't even touching that.
Now, how many clips you got over there, man? That's what we need to know. How many clips you got? And I'll be coming through with the stats, and I'm not trying to get hit by a stray one today.
Talk about people's women is off board, man. Leave that women shit out of it, man.
Bloody. EJ, you got holes in you over there, EJ? You all right? EJ?
Hey, you got holes in the mosque over there. You all right? I know
I like this boy in the UK, man.
Holes in the mask.
Hey, I put some holes in that racket you got in there. On the icon you got that there. About you talking about. Let's move. Hey, let me tell you something. Man, look, man. Hey, Joe, let me your opinion on Lomo and Rigo. What were your opinion on that, man? We were talking about that.
Man, Lomachenko man, come on. This is a classic situation where we got two guys with skills, right? And you know, a good big man always beat a little skillful little man. I mean, we've seen this with Floyd Mayweather and Marquez. We've seen this same scenario time and time again. If a big man has skills and a little man has skills, he's gonna lose. It's usually a situation where a little man comes up and dog walk the big man. But if they both skillful fighters, man, you know how it's gonna end. It's probably gonna be a drawn out decision. People still not gonna be satisfied, and Lomachenko's gonna get the decision because he's gonna get the benefit of the doubt. Rigondeaux's not gonna let him stop him. Rigondeaux's gonna avoid confrontation if it get hot, and Lomachenko is gonna pose and wave his hands and pretty much blatantly, call Rigondeaux out during the course of the fight. That's how it's gonna probably be.
Beats, you was trying to say something, Beats? You trying to say something?
What about Lomachenko Rigondeaux?
Yeah.
Lomachenko Rigondeaux? Rigo's gonna win. Well, Rigo's gonna win.
Go ahead.
By what?
Oh, it makes four of us now.
How Rigondeaux gonna win by decision?
Beats? You jumped off?
No, we hoping. It won't unmute me. I'm unmuted.
You mute?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course we can. Right.
Oh, yeah. I've got Rigo winning. I think I've got Rigo winning.
The points are stoppage.
You gonna break it? Yeah, you want to break that down somehow, Beats? Come on, man.
Okay, well, I believe Rigondeaux could have moved up any time he wanted to, but it was just easy money staying where he was and doing what he had to do. I don't think the weight jump is going to be the problem that a lot of people think it is. I really don't. That's what I believe. I think Lomachenko's I think he's underestimated the situation. He thought he had it all in his favor. Probably lowballed maybe on the money, and yeah, he's jumping up too. I don't think he's going to do that big a deal for Rigo.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Let me ask you a question. The weight difference is not that.
Let me finish quickly. See, Rigondeaux is the type of dude who is going to move up in weight class and think, oh, I need to be physically stronger to move up. He's a thinker. Right?
Yes.
So trust me, it's not going to be the problem that people think it is. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. I've got Rigo all day, man.
Rigo.
100 pounds.
I don't know about that. Because, see, the perception is that Rigondeaux, in the space where he works and he does his counter punching and his being elusive and fighting on the back foot, he's just not simply going to get the benefit of the doubts on the judge's cards. And when he does that, I can see Lomachenko trying to clown. Lomachenko does some clowning stuff in the ring when you don't, engage him. He'll act like he's a matador and, grab his balls and, pretty much say, fight me. So I think he's going to shame Rigondeaux just a little bit. I'll be surprised if Rigondeaux go in there and try to bust this guy up.
Can I say some facts? Can I say some facts on the case?
Go ahead.
37 years old, hasn't been past 6 rounds, and and officially what it'd be like 3 years, going on 3 years, putting on 8 more pounds. I don't think that bodes well for this man. Hasn't won a fight in a year and a half. Nah.
Yeah, I don't like that layoff either, man.
Bro, stop trying to slide that sneaky shit in there, man. He just fought like a couple months ago. I know it got moved to a no decision, but you trying to slide that sneaky bullshit in there. Come on now, T.
I was wondering when somebody would say that. When somebody
it's a fact. It's a fact, man. Like it's his job to control his punch after the round. He went ahead and got that shit out. So it's a fact. Like he hasn't won the fight. He hasn't won a fight.
But to a fucking uninformed boxing fan, they would believe you. I'm not letting you get off with that.
Here's another fact.
Come on, speak the facts. Just speak the facts.
Let's be honest, right? He beat Jason Sosa. Let me tell you some facts about Lomachenko.
Hold on. I got one more. I got one more. Rigondeaux is going to be going. So it's going on 3 years straight. 3 years. And he's only been in the ring for 3 rounds. That's another fact right there. 3 rounds in 3 years.
Yeah,
is that his fault? He's been snatching niggas' jaws. Is that his fault?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm just saying that's how you make a. That's when you make a fight though. Barbarian.
Lomachenko was in there struggling with that dude, man. What was my man's name? He's in there struggling with him. The dude ain't good.
Jason Sosa.
Yeah, Jason Sosa. Yeah.
He took the fight at short notice, right? Okay, and he was coming off. He wasn't coming off a layoff, right? He fought Stephen Smith before that, but he was coming off an injury, right? That's one fact.
He fought for
Miguel Mariusz had already lost. Wait a second, Mariusz had already lost to Oscar Valdez at featherweight, and came up more or less 2 weight classes himself to fight Lomachenko. Yeah. And guess what? At short notice. So I kind of, and look, and in some intervals in that fight with Mariusz, he was making Lomachenko miss. Yeah, Lomachenko looked sloppy in some of the rounds. You need to watch that again.
Mariusz was checking him off at times. I was like, what the heck's going on here?
Mariusz is incredibly small as well. I just see it like this. I have to agree with Beats there. I just think the mentality that Rigo has, he's been fighting since he was 8 years old, a lot longer than Lomachenko. Every accolade there is as an amateur, as has Lomachenko, but he's the more decorated fighter. Had over nearly 500 amateur fights. To me, he's been there. He's always faced guys that have been taller than him. Certainly, maybe not bigger, heavier, but certainly taller. He's been there 1,000 times already, man. It's just going to be an easy, unanimous decision for Rigo. That's how I see it, man.
Man, y'all underestimate Lomachenko's skill set. It's not, I don't know, man. I think people underestimate Lomachenko's speed, his angles. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a problem for Rigondeaux, man.
Yeah, he putting that ring.
Rigondeaux's gonna break them ribs.
A couple of years ago, I did and would have picked Rigondeaux to win, but I don't think he wins now.
37.
And y'all keep mentioning age, 37. Rigo's like 58, man. He's like damn near 60. Let's keep his age real. Nobody cares about his age, though. His age is not 37. He's way older than that.
You gonna make Rigondeaux fuck around and quit, man. That shit gonna be sad, man. I'm telling you.
Please.
Ben Umar, we need you. We need you. You're the only one in New York. Shoot him in his damn calf muscle.
Bro, I'll tell you this right now, bro. If Rigondeaux quits in that fight, I'll walk butt naked across the Verrazano Bridge.
We don't want
to really walk butt naked.
I want to see you.
I want y'all to hold me to that.
On the air.
Nah. If Rigondeaux won't quit, I didn't say lose. I said if he quits, I will walk butt naked across that fucking bridge, man. I'm dead ass.
That was the worst
put that shit in the universe
ever.
But if I do that in the middle of winter, my dick could never recover, man. So that's how bad I am.
You better
Stuff Barbarian.
You better watch out for Africa Bambaataa, man.
Nah, African ain't been about it like his boy's young, man. I'm a grown ass man. I'm good. I don't need to worry about him.
Man, you got to wear a Morris Science fez, man. You got to wear a Morris Science fez, man, if he quits.
Nah, he ain't wearing no more shit.
Nakedness, man. You got to wear one of them fezes, man. All day.
You talking about the Shriners turning around?
Well, here's something that like even outside of the skills matchup and all that stuff about Lomachenko. If the round is even, Lomachenko wins. If the round is close to even, Lomachenko wins. If Lomachenko lands a punch on you, Lomachenko wins the fucking round. So unless Rigondeaux stops Lomachenko, he ain't winning the fight.
You might get the decision, but let me tell you this now. Lomachenko is not going to be able to use physicality to beat Rigondeaux. No, it's not going to happen. Trust me, it's not going to happen.
Is that EJ?
If you don't blow him out, it's because he's overrated. If you don't blow him out, it's because he's overrated. He's the bigger, younger, stronger, fast, just as fast. Right. You got to blow him out. If you don't, it's because you are overrated. Period.
That's exactly right. Lomachenko should win this fight by knockout, and if he doesn't, then it's a bad mark on Lomachenko's ability.
But he doesn't have the ability that you lot think he has.
I'm not saying that he has this like amazing ability. All I'm saying is that he's a bigger guy. He has the power to be able to hurt guys bigger than Rigondeaux, guys with better chins than Rigondeaux, because he has been dropped a number of times. And fundamentally speaking, he should be able to do it.
He passed the eye test. He just don't pass the real test. Like Bob Ram just be giving him his cake and telling people they ain't welcome to the party. Like that's the test he don't pass. And I don't think Rigondeaux really. If Lomachenko is supposed to be what he can be, man, Rigondeaux gonna get retired. Not only beat, like he gonna be retired in shame. That's my opinion. Getting sacrificed. That's why I don't need it's gonna be like
this is Bob Arum's revenge for Nonito Donaire.
That's what it is. It's a bragging right. A race thing. It's race.
Bob Arum's revenge.
That's why I'm saying just go shoot.
Yeah, that old man holds a grudge. I don't think he does it.
They don't deserve that win.
I'm not questioning that. That's for sure. I won't question that. You had a really good point there.
What'd he say?
He said don't think Bob Arum don't hold a grudge, and I said he's got a good point. Very good point there.
Yeah, they even if Rigo get dropped like 3 times, they gonna let him get up. They ain't gonna start the fight. They want to see that man sleep. Like they want pictures of the black man sleep. That's what they want pictures of. That's why Rigondeaux jealous ass should shut up, because he make himself look stupid. You could have ran your own division. You could have been your own man. Yeah, you was jealous of Lomachenko. I go to your Twitter, you ain't promoting yourself. You got Lomachenko in every tweet. I think it's Lomachenko.
You remember the Dave Chappelle, the race trade? I'm about to trade you to the white race, man. I'm about to trade your ass away.
I'm giving you the facts on what they doing.
They can give me back. I'll take back Eminem, man. We traded you, dog.
I'm giving you the facts on what they doing. They doing to that man.
This is Bob Arum's like final okie doke before he.
Matter of fact, fuck that. We trading you for Nauta, man. I want Nauta back, man. Get your ass out.
I'm trying to get y'all to his up. Rigondeaux out there, man. He out there on the loop, man. They like Nauta said, it's okie doke, man. He got hit with it, man. Man, what Lomachenko do to be jealous of? He don't sell 20,000. Like Golovkin, I can see being jealous of him. He put 20,000 tickets. You're like, motherfucker, you ain't that good. Lomachenko give you 250 people. 700 people, and Rigondeaux sitting over there.
I went to Lomachenko, one of Lomachenko's fight when he fought the Puerto Rican cat. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican done that. The Puerto Rican done that.
Yeah, he sold 5,000 tickets, or they sold 5,000 tickets in the small room in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, who was that? Who was that? Yeah, who was that though?
Rocky Martinez.
It was Puerto Rican Day. It was the Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah, but yeah. It was some Russian motherfuckers in there, or whatever, the Ukrainians, whatever the fuck they were. But it was a lot of Puerto Ricans as well.
That's what I'm saying. They did it smart because they know if you're just him on the show, it ain't nothing to be jealous of. Like he don't do no TV views, and Rigondeaux sitting over there fuming just because they call him the Matrix. fuck what they call him. You gotta go be your own man. Hopefully he can win. Because if he win, I'm going in on Lomachenko. I can't wait for that day. I'm going in on Baron. I can't wait, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. We know what
Great
they want.
fight, either way. Great fight either way. Great fight.
Yeah, it should be a fight.
At least ain't no MC Hammer in this fight. Well, or Lil Romeo.
Guy, that MC Hammer shit, man. This fucking guy's a hater, dog.
Romeo again.
Now they came through with the chopper today. Now you call bodies today, bro. EJ sleeping. Listen to him. He's sleeping, man. You know how you get a spanking and you go in the room and you tired and sleepy? That's what happened, man. Now they came through with the whips today, man.
You say something bad about Muhammad Ali, you'll wake up.
now the bullshit. Now, when he mentioned that MC Hammer shit, so he's like, so what he say? So MC Hammer is a better rapper. That was the L.
Yeah.
Man, this is live. Ain't man. Somebody tell him wake up and hit the unlive button, man. He live.
Unlive.
EJ.
On bright letters.
Man, EJ over there counting sheep, man. Yeah, he counting sheep. He ain't waking up, man. He's done.
Gamboa is gonna be fighting Jason Sosa though. That's an interesting fight.
Chris, call him by his first name. Call him by his name, Chris. He'll wake up and get mad at you then, Chris. Go ahead.
Man, I ain't fucking with.
That's in 2
They're
weeks.
fighting 2 weeks, isn't it? 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
Short notice, Gamboa. He went around.
Gamboa's gonna knock him out, man. He needs it, man. He needs to win because his career is abysmal, man. Ever since he lost to Crawford, it's just
the Cuban decision making.
Ian Lewis and then Big Baby Miller got the same strength and conditioning coach.
What?
Well, you know that card's actually pretty good because Barrera's fighting Valera on that card too.
Yeah.
The light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And that's
Valera
on,
is the
Bransky as well, isn't it?
Valera is the what do you call that? The Jeopardy question of who did Dmitry Bivol defeat to get his first title? Who is Felix Valera?
Bro, I still don't know who Dmitry Bivol is. I seen him fight last week, but I still don't know.
Yeah. What card did you say that's on, Charlie Brown?
You guys are trying to sell me. Like, this is what's pissing me off about this Dmitry Bivol. T been talking about this dude, and Dan the Man been talking about this dude for like past 3 weeks. And then I tune in and I see a Russian gook, and I'm supposed to be happy about this guy, man. Get out of here, man. Nobody's excited about this shit.
I wasn't telling you when I got his belt by way of some bush.
One of your brethren.
I'm not high on him. I said he was stealing a belt.
I know. But how's that to talk about your Muslim brother? Come on now.
Yeah, he is Muslim, man. Yeah.
Nah, man. My father had to fight in Vietnam. I ain't got no love for them little motherfuckers, man. Fuck all them dudes.
He ain't exactly little either.
He ain't little, but he's still one of them motherfuckers, man. That motherfucker's Charlie. Not Charlie Brown, but you know how they tell. That's Charlie right there.
You just stop being racist.
Come on, Pinto damn. That's like
Mr. Doe, you're even worse for laughing at it the way you're laughing at it.
That's why I'm hitting the mute button, man.
Who else is on that thing? You got LeSean.
Umar want to do something for the culture. Chris, you said you need to quit being racist now. Look, if you want to do something for the culture, on that night, Regan and Lomo fight, start your car up, find Lomachenko, mow his ass down, call it an accident. Simple. Do it for the culture. Avoid giving them that. I'm telling you, there's gonna be some hidden hoods in that fight. Go in there and avoid that shit, man. That's the best way to do it. Do it for the culture.
Who else is on that card, man? You got
Nothing.
No, nobody else in it. Yeah, there's nobody else really.
Let me go make
I'm looking for a segue hard here. I'm looking for a segue.
And Top Rank and do the weakest cards, man. Weakest.
It's ESPN, but they do it too. ESPN card.
No, they're actually abysmal, man. HBO at the moment, man. They're really abysmal.
Yeah.
Terrible card.
Yep. Ain't nothing on that card. It ain't nothing on that card for a reason though. It's for a good because I'm telling you, they're getting that main event served up to the majority over here. They've been waiting on this.
Yeah, is there anything significant between now and Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko, or is it pretty much dead till then?
What's the deal with David A? What's the deal with that? What's happening?
That's fake news to me.
Yeah,
I've only seen that. I've seen that in the Star, the Daily Star, and the Sun, and I don't trust either source.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about it, especially the Daily Star. That's why the Daily Star's like.
The boxing voice, they have to be careful because if that turns out to be fake news, that's going to hurt their credibility quite a bit.
What's fake news?
Nah, as long as they got Eddie Hearn on there giving them interviews every day.
Apparently David Haig injured, but I haven't heard anything from David Haig. So I don't believe it. I just hope they're not putting out fake propaganda like that.
His Achilles didn't heal up yet.
Like I said, I've seen it in the Star and the Sun and the Boxing Voice, and I don't trust none of them sources at all.
David ain't said nothing, so I'm assuming the fight's on.
Yeah,
right. Boxing dry as hell.
You would have heard from his camp by now if he was injured like that. Yeah.
Oh, they made it even worse.
The boxing boys better be careful, you know. You can get done for slander, man.
Yep.
I mean, they're messing up their promotions and shit, man.
They've already tarnished. They've already done the thing with Eddie Hearn with the interview where they brought in Deontay Wilder. They're really going to shoot their credibility, man. They're doing it. They're thinking they're smart. They're smoking weed on air and all of that. Hey, they best be careful.
Yep. They might get too clever, big for their own boots, boy.
Damn, they're blazing up on air now. Shit.
Yeah, wait a minute. What? On camera?
I ain't got him.
Hey, come on, don't act like you don't know.
I don't watch it.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it.
There was a brother called Habibi or something, right? I forgot his
name.
Joe
Habib. I've heard of Joe Habib. I've heard of the
used to be on it before, has left. And since that guy's left, they've just gone down and down and down.
I'm taking your word for it. I believe you. I was just asking an honest question. I don't watch it. I haven't watched them.
I didn't it's probably been about 6 months since I've seen an episode of them. But damn, man, I didn't know they were doing all that.
Yeah, boy. You got Miguel Cotto on.
I used to sub the Ness on his Periscope. Ness used to be riding in the fucking in the Camaro smoking blunts all day. But I mean, excuse me for even putting the man's name out there, but yeah, I have seen it.
I mean, there's a different story from you being on social media doing that shit and doing it on your show.
Yeah, I didn't see it on the show though, but I don't watch the show no more, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be like fucking Jim Lampley rolling up a fucking Philly, like right there.
I wish
the fight game and like.
Yeah, I wish Lampley could roll up. Then he wouldn't be a tight ass. He'd be loose enough. He wouldn't have to, wouldn't be on that.
Yo, man, you think Jim Lampley's always sober? As many bitches as he done beat in the past? Come on, man. That motherfucker drink whiskey. Sniff coke, beat bitches. That's his program.
But he probably don't like cocaine, though. Cocaine to make you an arguing ass.
Bro, I'm telling you, a shot of whiskey. Listen, dog, this is the program. A shot of whiskey, a line of coke, and I beat my bitch. That's Jim Lampley's program.
That's Lampley's daily planner. The checklist.
Yeah, you got Ray Vargas and Miguel Cotto as well the week before. Lomachenko, Rigo.
Yeah, Cotto fighting Saddam Ali.
Saddam Ali. That's who he's fighting.
Legendary.
Yeah, boxing gonna be dry.
Who's Ray Vargas fighting?
Oscar Negrete, the undefeated prospect.
Yeah, this shit
Okay.
gonna be
I like
dry.
Ray Oscar Negrete.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dry to January.
Yeah, boxing's about to have a couple of ass months, man.
When Billy
After
Joe
the Regan,
best fight.
Nah, man,
after those next two
Japanese
big
New Year's
fights,
is always lit, man.
man. And now we all of us ain't waking up at 7:00 in the morning to watch them fights, though. I watch replays. That shit is too much for me.
Nah, they ain't even got shit. What they got? I'm looking at.
They probably do got good fights. It's just
no, they haven't put the schedule together yet. But I know Kenshiro's
The
gonna be
New
on
Year's
there.
cards are pretty reliable.
Murata's
I
going
gotta
to be.
agree.
yeah. Usually the end of December through January, and that's usually when the
Taguchi.
yeah, when the
Taguchi should be on there.
that's when the Japs come through with the fights.
This shit is dry. My boy Jeff Horn got the best fight of the whole schedule for the. Oh man, this shit dry. James.
And then I guess
James
I'm not sure
DeGale
if Inoue is
still
gonna be
don't
on
got an
there or on
opponent,
the.
bro. What the hell, man? James DeGale, no opponent, a month away. Stop the fight. Cancel the
Man,
fight.
Inoue or Inoue, however his name is supposed to be pronounced, he needs to base himself in America, man. Cut all that fucking ridiculous jet lag he has to take on the 37-hour flights or whatever it is from Japan, and just really be about it, man, for a couple years until his career is over. Then go back to Japan.
Why does he need to do that if he's making a fortune in Japan?
Bro, because if he does that, he won't have to deal with the bullshit of all that travel. That's just more stress on your body. You know how long it takes to get from fucking Japan to America, dog? That's an absurd flight.
Well, even California is a fair bit, but yeah, if you're going to New York,
and a lot of it is always.
If you go to New York from Japan, but dog, that's like a 37-hour flight.
Yep.
Well, a lot of it is going to depend on who his opponents are. Because the thing is, if he's on the Estrada Street Circuit card, that'll be the LA. If he fights Estrada, if Estrada beats Street Circuit and he fights Estrada, that'll probably be in LA. If Street Circuit beats Estrada, though, that might be in Asia.
Well, England to New York's not so bad. It's only 5 hours. I mean, I could do that standing on my head, but you got to also factor in the time difference. This motherfucker's coming from Japan. They're like 18 hours ahead of us. So imagine being 18 hours ahead, and then you minus 18 hours on your body, and you flew for like 25 hours. That'll fuck your whole body up, man. That shit can't feel good.
Well, I mean, the time zone difference isn't that big. I mean, considering it's like you're basically
You crazy as hell now. So when I went to fucking Africa, dog, my body felt like shit for like 3 days.
Well, that's because like night and day over here in comparison. It's different when you go as far as like the exact other side of the world.
Well, yeah, bro. If I went to Japan, I'm telling you right now, if I flew to Japan, I'm sleeping for a week. I better be staying there for 2 weeks because I ain't gonna see no sights.
Yeah, it's a small detail, but boxing is about details.
You gotta train, and then you gotta fight. You gotta make weight. It's too much. It's too much on your body.
It's asking for trouble. I'd say it's asking for trouble. It's not definitive, by any means, but it is asking for trouble that you don't necessarily have to ask for. I get his point.
That's like your favorite. That's what your favorite Scotsman likes to say, Umar. MV.
My favorite what?
It says like your favorite Scotsman, MV Chu.
Yeah, I like that guy. He's funny.
How he says don't trust the Japanese fighter out of Japan. I think him saying that is primarily based in the difference of being able to fight on home turf versus having to travel halfway across the planet.
Yeah, man, that's nuts, dog. That's nuts, bro.
But the other part of it is because usually the best Japanese fighters aren't fighting in the American.
And then you're on those planes and you're inhaling people's farts and their body odors, and that's all you're doing is inhaling recycled air for like 30 hours.
Like before night, we like the last couple of Japanese fighters we got was like the dude that Omar Figueroa fought, Nihiro Arakawa, and then freaking. Nobuhiro Ishida, who knocked out James Kirkland and got knocked out by Golovkin, and then freaking Akihiro Kondo. You don't usually see the best fighters from Japan fighting.
But like, if I was a fighter, right? If I was a fighter and all my fucking, and I would say I was signed to Matchroom and all my fights were going to be in England, I'm going to base myself in England while I'm fighting. And then when my career's over or I feel like I'm done, I'm gonna come back to to America. But for the time being, I'll stay over there so I can get the proper training and all that.
Acclimatization is important. Yeah.
Exactly, your body will get used to the weather and the time difference and the food.
I think all it is though, Umar, is right now they're in that stage where they're kind of trying to transition him over to being like an American / worldwide star more so. So
well, I agree with you, but it's going to be hard for those little guys to be a star. But I don't think he necessarily needs to be a star to make some paper. Like, Nui don't need to be a star to make some paper, because if he's fighting on HBO and all these fights they're trying to set up, he'll make a couple $100,000 a fight. I don't know how that transfers to Japanese yen, but I think it transfers good, as their money's worth less than ours. So, I mean, just do what you got to do for a couple years and then go home.
Nui. We'll see, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no point in moving over here and making the fight. So, you know what I mean? When the fights are like.
At least when the fight is signed, as soon as the fight's signed, you should go. Don't wait till a week before you fight. Fuck all that. Go as soon as the fight's signed. Okay, I know I'm fighting in California. Go. Find a gym. Get an apartment. Get a little apartment or whatever. Rent it out, whatever. And do your thing.
I suppose them little weights there, they don't have that kind of budget. If you're a heavyweight, yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? You should just stay his ass in Japan, man. Come over, eat his sushi, then come over 2 weeks.
Hey, I heard Cali got some good sushi. I don't think he'd be wanting for sushi.
That's true, yeah. That's true. Yeah, boy.
Nauta will tell you about that. I'm sure Nauta done had some of it. And Dan the man, his girl be yelling at him. All you gotta do is take her out for sushi. She shut up and all that. Calm her down. The other night, Dan the man's girl was yelling at him. Yeah, y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah, remember,
yeah. Sorry, Dan, but I did hear that, dog. She was flaming you up, Dan. I got love for you, my brother, but she was flaming you up.
That's good. That is cold, man, Umar. Oh.
I'm over here like, what she say?
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I ain't gonna do all that.
Keep him up, Big Umar. Keep him up,
Yeah,
Umar.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I was just making a joke, man. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, that was on the belt line. That's okay. I'm just saying. You know. Oh. It looks like Google took matters into its own hands there.
Yeah, hear me?
Yeah.
Nah, before I got cut off, I was saying Edwin Rodriguez versus Chad Dawson.
Google didn't like what it was hearing from Umar, I guess.
Yeah, that shit threw my ass off, man.
Hey, Dr. just said a gym fight. I'm talking about a true gym of some shit that you'll watch when you get a beer in your hand and nothing to do. I can't wait for this shit. Edwin Rodriguez versus Chad Dawson. Some weird shit got him.
Oh man, two washed up dudes. That should be a good fight, man. That should be good.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but he's right. Yeah. I'm intrigued.
Chad
Rodriguez is great.
Chad goes schooling, man.
Chad, no, what's his name? Rodriguez versus
Thomas.
Williams.
Yeah, Thomas
and the
Williams.
Steelers fight. Both those fights are madness. They're crazy.
That fight was the maddest fight. That fight was mad.
It was. Yes.
It was.
That was wild. That wasn't even boxing, man. That was.
They were just swinging home run shots. Yeah.
Street fight. That was a straight street fight.
That was great.
Rodriguez had one like that on PBC also. Who's that guy's name? Seals.
Yeah, Michael.
I think it was Michael Seals, something like that. Yeah.
There was like 5 or 6 knockdowns in the thing. It was crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Michael Seals. Michael Seals was the dude that was doing the shoulder roll, right? He was the one that was trying to do the shoulder roll.
Yeah.
I remember that joint.
Rodriguez got dropped like a dead man. His arms up in the air and everything, and I thought he was done. I don't know how the hell he came back from that shit.
I'm gonna
But
tell
yeah,
y'all one
Rodriguez is crazy. Rodriguez
I'm gonna
is
tell
crazy.
y'all one worse than Rodriguez Seals. Well, just as good but quicker. I think Rodriguez Seals went like more. Nah, it went like a round more. Try that top dog versus Savigne.
In fact, Naoto, do you remember the whole card? Remember the whole card? Remember Montiel got stretched out. Who else got beaten? There was only one done fight.
Vertigo and it was a Roberto rematch with Ortiz. Yeah.
Victor Ortiz got stretched out on that card.
Washington was on the card too.
No, you're talking about Montiel and Jorge Lara.
Nah, that whole card was done. That whole card was quick, fast, and heavy. That card.
And then what's his name?
Jarrell
Benitez.
came out there and stunk the show up. Jarrell Washington came and stunk the show up.
Benavidez rather scored a knockout on that card too.
That card was just violence.
Yeah,
that was
excellent. That shit was dope. PBC on Fox. That was the first ever episode, I think.
Yeah, that was the greatest card ever. That card was the shit.
No. The fight
and you know what? And didn't deliver is Eddie Chambers versus Jarrell Washington.
That was the worst one.
Eddie Washington around, man. That was the funniest shit.
It was at the end of the card.
They should have known putting those two against each other on TV is a bad idea, man.
No, it wasn't supposed to be on TV. It wasn't supposed to be on TV. The card just was
because everybody was getting knocked out. They had to put something on.
Okay.
Running from Eddie Chambers.
Jarrell Washington back it up from a fucking cruiserweight, man. Get your ass out of here, man.
Eddie Chambers. It was some funny shit.
Jarrell Washington fights so negatively to be such a big, brolic human being.
He the Gallo Negro, the Mexican.
The black that means like black chicken
black
or some
rooster.
shit or black rooster.
If he knew how to put leverage into that jab of his properly, he might be able to do something. But as it is,
you're talking about an American football player that tried his hand at boxing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
that's
true. He's done well for that fact that he came straight from football to boxing, but he's still negative as shit.
Yeah. He's just ultra cautious, man.
He's better than Seth Mitchell, man. 'Cause Seth Mitchell was a disgrace. I still think Jonathan Banks gave him a pass. Jonathan Banks gave him a pass in that fight, though. He didn't want to hurt that man.
Yeah, he did.
Nah, Seth had more heart than George Washington, man.
He had more heart to get knocked the fuck out.
Freaking Eric, Jarrell ain't getting areola'd. I know that.
I guarantee you Jarrell beats Areola beats.
God, his ass George Washington.
Beats been calling him George Washington for like 3 years.
I like that.
Him, B. Marsh, and Chris refuse to call him Gerald. They call him George Washington.
George Washington.
Man,
every time they say that shit, I always think of Washington
on this damn video.
You know, that painting of him on the boat. Every time they call it, like I picture Jarrell Washington on the fucking boat.
When they're crossing the river. Yeah, when they're crossing the river, right? Yeah, okay.
The Potomac, the Potomac, crossing the Potomac, looking over on the boat, yeah.
Right. I think of Jarrell Washington on the fucking boat, crossing that shit with the hat, the wig.
Damn it down.
A wig and wooden teeth, man. Old school. You got them wooden teeth.
The wooden teeth. The wooden dentures. Yep.
Wow.
I don't know how we got to George Washington and his wooden teeth, but we did.
Beats, because Beats always calls him George Washington, so he goes in and left.
Yeah.
Nordic Warrior said people said the Klitschko's would lose to Seth Mitchell. Shit.
Who the fuck said that? I don't remember that.
What?
That shit sad. Whoever said that?
I'm sure somebody somewhere.
Seth didn't have a grasp of the fundamentals at all, man. Just didn't have a grasp of it. He just didn't have a grasp of it.
Yeah, man. I got.
He got beat up by a trainer, man. Come on.
I got
You know what I was thinking.
I got Chad Dawson school in there with
Yo,
I'm
that
going.
was that was the worst beatdown from a trainer before up until Juan
Jonathan-
Vazquez, yo.
Yeah. Dude, hey, Walmart got fucked up, dog. That shit was embarrassing. He thought he was running up on the rookies, bro. Dude hitting him with a piece, man. Damn. That shit was classic, though.
I never seen somebody stop mid-fight, stop throwing punches because they didn't want to knock somebody out. Like that fight, dog. This dude just stopped throwing punches.
Yeah. Yeah, he just stopped. Because he was hitting him at will, easily.
Yep.
Stopped.
That dude grew up in Nautis neighborhood, man. That's Nautis homie, so now they gotta talk to him.
What are you talking about, Seth Mitchell?
Yeah, I'm talking about Seth, man. He's from Cali somewhere. I don't know where he's from.
No, he's not. He's from like Michigan or some shit.
Yeah, he's from Michigan. He
Put
like
that
Oh, well, I don't give a fuck. The motherfucker went to USC and calls himself El Gallo Negro. So you claim it.
No, you're talking about Gerald Washington.
I'm thinking of Jarrell Washington. You're right. I am thinking of Jarrell Washington. What the fuck am I talking about?
That's when America hit the slump. That's when America hit a slump with the heavyweights. He was their best heavyweight boy. I hope at the time.
Yeah, when Seth Mitchell was our best heavyweight, I was ready to kill myself. That was pathetic. Thank you, Deontay Wilder, man.
That out of my mind. I don't remember.
Thank you, Deontay Wilder, and thank you, Brian Jennings. Even though Brian Jennings ain't do shit, but he's more credible, man. He's a credible heavyweight.
I gotta go.
Didn't Brian Jennings play football too? Didn't Brian Jennings come from football too? Or did he?
No, he was
he
was a security guard, and he just started boxing late in his life. He was a fucking security guard in Philly.
That's a rough place to be a security guard, at least.
No, you causing some trouble where he's doing security is rough for you because he's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Be terrified if I was causing problems at a bar that dude was doing fucking security and I see Brian Jennings looking at me. I'm like, oh God. Please don't, Brian. Please don't.
Not a sober, Greg Umar. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm telling you, I'm hitting them first. I'm hitting them first because I know they're gonna fuck me up, so I gotta get my shot off.
Umar, preemptive. You gotta be preemptive.
Wanted to be in a highlight reel like what's his name? What's your man's name? I can't think of his name now. The guy when he just like knocked that dude clean out in that video. Like,
I tell you what though, in the truth, but like Brian Jennings boxed way better than Wilder did, even though he didn't have the dynamic.
Yeah, he got better technique. Yeah.
Bro, he's only lost 2 fights, and it's like nobody wants to give him another fight. He lost to fucking he lost to Klitschko, and he lost to Ortiz. Everybody else he's beaten, and why the fuck is he not getting any fights? I don't understand it.
That's a good point. Yeah, his only 2 losses are like to top 5, arguably top 5 heavyweights.
Yeah, one of them who may have been on some shit too.
That just adds to his point, if true. Which
you said Dillian didn't want it.
Spoke a whole load of crap to Jennings, and then where was the fight? How are you gonna threaten the guy that not fight him? I didn't get that.
Hey, Jennings is gonna fight December 9th.
Good. I'm glad he's getting another fight.
Jennings
He hasn't fought
versus Dillian would have been good. Yeah.
He needs to be able to get back in the mix. I know he probably won't beat. I think he'd give Joseph Parker a good scrap if he get a couple fights and get himself in rhythm.
Parker, he'll beat him. He'll beat Joseph Parker.
He probably would.
Those are all good fights. Him against Parker, him against Ruiz, him against Huey Fury.
He'll beat
all kind of on the same.
I'm beat no afraid of guys, man.
Who that?
Parker, Fury, Ruiz, Jennings.
Fury, Ruiz.
Who y'all talking about?
Probably.
Yeah.
If he's better than Brian Jennings.
His fight is gonna be his fight's gonna be on the Rigondeaux Lomachenko card.
Fox.
Did they say who it is yet?
Red Fox is asking if Jarrell Miller would go. I like Jennings. Jennings is pretty
Miller
good.
too big for him. He lay on him.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good fight.
Listen, man, Jennings has got footwork. Footwork against Klitschko.
He's a very, very good fighter, Jim.
Let Miller just lay on him like that. He's going to use his feet.
Yeah, but Big Baby agile. Big Baby more agile than people give him credit for.
That's true. I agree.
What are you talking about?
He get the way he get the way he want to go in the ring. Like El Gallo.
And you're mistaken about that laying on you shit because Jarrell Miller really doesn't lean on people like you would think he would at 300 pounds. He does not do that. So all that leaning shit he don't do.
He did it
for his weight. He's surprisingly nimble. He's surprisingly nimble.
He did that shit to Washington. He was using them arms and shit on him. See, Washington.
He counter punches. He counter punches. He covers up, lets you load up, then he comes back with his.
Yeah, he walks through everybody's jab. That's why I don't like everybody else. I agree. I don't think he could beat Wilder or AJ at the moment because he ain't walking through their jabs. He's got to find some other way. You know what I mean? Something a little more sophisticated than just putting the pressure on.
He hasn't got a high enough. He's got a high output, but it's not enough to trouble the likes of Joshua and Wilder. He beat everybody else in the heavyweight division except for them two.
I wouldn't mind seeing the versus Lil Romeo. That'd be a nice fight. I like that.
He tagged Ortiz with a decent shot. One decent shot Jennings did.
Yeah.
I remember in the fight.
Yeah, that was actually a good fight. I thought that was actually a pretty good fight.
It wasn't a bad fight. Wasn't a bad fight. That was Ortiz's best win, man. The way he dealt with it, man.
Yep. Showed a lot of dimensions too. Oh yeah, the uppercut. It was nice on the inside. On the inside too. The fact that he did it on the inside against Joshua.
He looked nice. He looked nice. Great performance in recent times. That was nice. Heavyweight boxing.
Very good point. Very well. Good way of putting it.
I mean, that was impressive. That was impressive.
He had Brian Jennings' legs. They was in rehab. He was wobbly as shit, man.
Yeah, I can remember Brian Jennings being mad at himself. Yeah, because his legs weren't cooperating.
So he was like pounding the canvas and shit. I want to get up, my legs like no. Yeah, he did used to play football though. Brian Jennings was a football player too.
Oh, he was a football player?
I didn't know that.
He's definitely an athlete, man. He's a very good athlete.
Like in the Philly, Pennsylvania, they known for high school football. That's like amazing.
Yeah.
The real pride.
Philly, New Jersey, and Connecticut and New York. We play a lot of football around here.
Yeah, he was in Jason Sosa. I think he's from New Jersey, football player.
But New York, I'll keep it real. New York, we're the worst out of all of those states, and when it comes to football, we're the worst.
Why do you reckon that is, Benumar? Honest question.
Because we don't have fields. It's fucking pavement everywhere. Like all those other states have plenty of grass. We don't have a lot of grass.
It's a facilities thing. I get you.
Yeah, it's a facilities thing. It's not an athletic thing. It's a facilities thing. But we're the best at basketball out of all those states because we got courts everywhere. So you got to look at
that would make sense.
The geography of it.
Out here, we're actually pretty decent. We got some pretty decent football players, even though we're pretty remote for the exact reason you're talking about, because there's tons of football fields because there's so much fucking space. You get me?
And yeah, New Jersey out of all those states is the best. New Jersey's produced so many fucking NFL players, it's not even funny. Like, it's not even funny.
They got a lot of parks there or something?
Well, New Jersey's like, a lot of the state is rural. There's only a couple cities in New Jersey. There's Camden, and there's Newark, and there's Patterson, East Orange. The rest of it is just forest and fucking fields.
What about Clinton?
So the suburbs. Huh?
Trenton, that's what it was. Trenton.
Oh yeah, Trenton too. Yeah, I forgot about Trenton. Yeah, and Trenton. But besides that, like it's and even in those cities, bro, there's still fields because New Jersey is not built like a city makeup. There's not a lot of tall buildings.
See, it's out here. It gets stereotyped as sort of a cheap copy of New York, if you will.
No, that's false. That's
exactly.
That's extremely false.
You're educating me. I appreciate it. See.
I thought it was the original New Wasn't New York called New Jersey, or was New Jersey New York originally? Something like that.
And then now, Charlie Brown, you talking about my pay grade. You talking about some 1800 shit. I don't fucking know.
You might be. That sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm not. Yeah, I'd have to go research to know exactly what you're talking about.
It's not going across the river. You're right. I remember that too.
Yeah, it was originally New Jersey.
New York was originally New Jersey.
Yeah.
I don't think that's factual, but I'll research it.
The other way around. It was
probably the other way around, bro. Because Staten Island, the reason why Staten Island is even a part of New York is because of a boat race between the mayors of New York and New Jersey. That's how Staten Island became a part of New York, because it's right in the middle of, like, it takes me 15 minutes to get to New Jersey. So it takes me 15 minutes to get to Manhattan. So they had a boat race, and the New York mayor won, and that's why Staten Island's part of New York, because Staten Island is built like New Jersey. There's very few big buildings. I mean, there's project buildings.
But
besides the projects, there's no buildings. It's houses and grass and trees.
It was originally New Jersey that New York was.
All right, well, maybe I didn't do the research on that.
Maybe that boat race had something to do with it eventually, but
I'm just talking about Staten Island. I'm not talking about the whole states.
Okay.
I was just talking about Staten Island. Now the whole states, I don't know the history on that. I'm not gonna act like I do.
You live on the island, didn't you? You live in Staten.
Yeah, I live on Staten Island.
Well, it's all named after English cities, though. Jersey.
Yeah, it was the Pilgrims.
Yeah, that's the New Jersey from Jersey in England and New York.
New York is named after the Duke of York. Yeah, we know these things. That's something we do know.
Yeah.
Well, at least I know. I mean, most people probably don't know. I know.
Yeah, we even got Kent. We got Kent. We have I think you guys have Auburns, don't you? Places called Auburn. All kinds of names that are common between.
Yeah, I mean, wherever the British were, they named certain places after old British cities.
Birmingham, Worcester. You've got Birmingham, Worcester. That's all British.
But that's like California. California's named that it has a lot of Spanish names.
Yep. San Diego, all that.
Like Texas, Texas in general. That's a fucking Spanish word. That ain't no American word.
El Paso. Yep.
Tejas, El Paso, San Antonio. That ain't no American. That ain't no English shit. I mean,
Los Angeles.
Yep.
City of Angels. That means, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Damn country.
That's why America is That's why America's. What'd you say? Repeat that, Chris.
Stole Texas from the Mexicans anyway.
Yeah, they did.
Stole everything. Hold on. Stole every damn thing. Not just the whole.
Yeah. I mean, they stole Texas. I mean, they stole America from whoever was here first. They stole everything.
Yeah. But see, that's why I say it's when people.
They stole Texas and California and then put the Mexicans out and said they trespassing.
Sure did. Your white people are the most gangster motherfuckers on the planet, that's like me running up in your crib like, this is my crib, bitch. You trespassing. Get the fuck out. What? That shit is crazy.
That is some fucked up shit. That's so fucked up.
Man, fuck that. Me and my goons is coming to England, man. I'm putting all y'all at your cribs, man. That's my cribs now, man.
I want to see Ian St. Louis and fight Big Baby Miller.
We'll see about it.
Oh, man. How would you want to see Ian Lewis and fight Big Baby, man? Ian Lewis is done.
They stealing more shit now over there, them oil fields and shit. They stealing that now.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll never be done until Allah decides to fucking blow this whole fucking country up. They'll never be done.
I think we skipping the fight. I think it's a fight before rigging down Lomachenko.
What is it?
Anthony Dellal versus Dennis Douglas.
Man, nobody cares about that shit, dog. Nobody checking for that.
I just watch fights because they're on TV. Ain't nothing else to watch.
Well, on November 25th is that HBO card that we were talking about earlier. Kovalev, Shabransky, Sosa, Gamboa, and Barrera.
I got Shabransky over Kovalev.
Yeah. Gotta go with Shabransky.
A lot of people do.
I just hope he moves that damn head of his.
8-1? 8-1 against?
Man, I ain't fucking with
Shabransky? Shabransky did 8-1 underdog? Are you serious?
I'm putting money on Shabransky then. I'm putting money on Shabransky.
Yeah, finding a way.
I'm putting money on Shabransky. God damn.
God damn, 8-1.
I don't know how it is.
Oh my God.
Y'all might as well send that money in my bank account, man. Don't give it to the casino.
Nah, because all Shabransky, he's a pretty good fighter. All you gotta do is go to the bottom. I'm gonna put some money on Shabransky.
Me too, Chris. I've been trying to find a way, Chris. Yeah.
Man, send me that money.
Man, that's some shit odds you can't turn down, Mr. Doc. 8-1.
AT,
that's one of the money to burn. That's a money to burn bet, guys.
Exactly. Scared money don't make money, bro.
Hey, look here. Look here. I guarantee they odds. You can put the money in my hand and I'll give you a payout. How about that? I'll do some internet loans.
Man, if all of us decided to make if all of us decided to make T.I. book, you would never see our money again. That nigga disappear off there. Never see him again.
I'm gonna go pull about 5 stacks out.
Man, I had that man. I had a piece of that mask everywhere. I don't get my money.
Yo, T, you pull that shit, we all coming to Alabama, man. We all coming down there to get your ass.
I'm gonna get receipts, all that. Look, I got good 5 stacks inside the bank. Whatever you bet, you gonna get. But I'm just taking all shit y'all tripping on, all right? Because
I'm putting $100.
Oh no, I'm not betting. I'm not betting on Shabransky. Now that they on their own.
$100 on Shabransky. 8-1 though. 8-1.
8-1's great odds, but I'm not fucking with it.
Kovalev got a white train.
That's why I said money to burn. It's a money to burn bet. If you're like, it's the rent money. No, you don't bet the rent money on that.
I put $20. I put $20 on it.
8-1.
Whatever you can afford to lose.
It's 8-1, and you'll put 20 down. What you get back? Let's see.
160.
Yeah.
160, man. It's easy odds. 160.
Yeah. You can't do anything wrong with that.
Do that. Nah. 20 down. Nah. I trust Kovalev though. I don't know. You right. Don't make me the bookie.
Whatever amount you can afford to toss away. Like I said, whether it's $100, like
man, I only deal with. And then secondly, I only deal with Benny from the block, as EJ likes to call him. I only deal with Benny from Benson Hoist.
Yeah, you guys, but consistent. Yeah.
Very consistent, man. That dude trusts me. I trust him. And my kneecaps are still in the same place they've been when I was born.
And everybody happy. Exactly. Yes. So when you try to start jumping around, no. Deal with the same people all the time. That's much.
I like the dude I deal with, first of all, because he's illegal. So I don't have to deal with no fuckery taxes. And secondly, he don't expect me to give him no money to make a bet. I call him on the phone, I place a bet, and if I lose, I gotta pay him. If I win, he pays me. So it's basically like I'm ass betting all the time.
Yeah, and the other thing the sports books are cool and all, but like literally you can get banned at any moment for the sin of winning too much. They'll do. I've seen them do it. And no, you're not allowed in here. They'll give some other bullshit reason, but the reason is because they've gotten too much of their money.
Yeah, but go ahead, Beats.
What I'm saying is your bookie's not going to do you like that because your bookie's dealing with a different kind of thing than the sports book.
Yeah, like a sports book, like a legal sports book, you got to put the money up front. A bookie don't. That's why people get killed dealing with bookies. because they don't ask you for the money up front. But if you lose, you better come pay that vig. And if you don't, they're going to bust your fucking head. That's the shit you playing with. Simple as that.
Yep. Yeah, with the sports book, it's just a matter of if they notice you winning too often and never losing, then yeah, there's a chance they'll ban you. You have to go find another one.
I've been banned before, boy. I keep
Right, so yes, you know what I'm talking about.
They take the boxing away from the machines, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
What's that? We have Hill in that place.
Paddy Power, yeah. I know the woman there, but they used to have it on the machines, and when I go on the machines, she just took it away, man.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's
and I'm
fucked
not
up.
only. That's all I. If I ever bet, that's all I bet on is boxing. I don't bet on anything else. But yeah, yep.
Yeah, you can't bet on soccer, man. You can't bet on soccer, bro. There's too many 0-0 ties, and it's just a horrible sport to bet on and try to win money. I don't know how you would. I don't know how you would call a game, bro, because it's like you could have a 0-0 tie and it could be seen as a good thing. Like, nah, I'm not betting on nothing where the game can end 0-0. Fuck all that.
I don't know how to bet.
That's too dangerous.
I don't know.
College football's the one where you got the most volatile market.
Oh no, shit, y'all be losing.
I'm not fucking with college football either, bro, because you could have a fucking team that's the #1 team in the country. They could lose to the worst team in the country on any Saturday.
Yes, but that can if you play it right, that works into your favor. It's just a matter of how you go about your betting. You know what I mean?
Dangerous, bro. Dangerous. Like I put $100 on my alma mater yesterday versus Penn State, and we got blown off the fucking field.
Oh no.
Blown off the fucking field. Wasn't even competitive. We were winning 6-0 in the first quarter, and proceeding the next 3 quarters, these motherfuckers put 38 up on us, unanswered points. I was like, oh hell no, never again.
When I would bet college football, what I do is this: I wouldn't even look at the teams. I would just go look at the board and the odds, and then I would focus in on the big.
Yeah, but the odds were great. The odds were 15-1. There were 15-1 odds for my team to lose.
Yeah. You end up with usually is about 10 to 12, games every week that are, where there's probably one of those underdogs that's like a 10 or 20 point underdog is gonna, like Minumar says, pull the upset. And if you're selective enough, you can bet on win that way. You can easily make money that way. I've done it. You just got to be. What the key is, you got to be able to walk away from the board when you're not certain of anything. You got to be able to walk away and not bet. That week.
Bro, I tell you what, if I was Floyd Mayweather rich, I'd be broke in probably like 3 years, bro. Because my gambling problem go out of hand.
It's you got to fight. You got to fight. You can't fight. Got to fight against it becoming a habit. You don't want to just bet because of a habit. You want to bet because you know or you think you know something. You get me?
Only people who can be successful at gambling regular is my granddad, boss. See, my granddad, for years, right? He'd take £2, and when that £2 loss, he's gone. Or you just sit down and smoke a cigarette, play one more penny.
Yep.
They want you, George, go play. I was in the bench show. Go play go run the Arsenal, George. No. That's it.
Yep.
He's done.
That's how you do it. That's perfectly described how you're supposed to do it if you're gonna try.
Set a limit for yourself.
Until he died. That's exactly what he did.
Yep.
Well, see, that's old school. That's old school wisdom.
Tell you what, man.
I'm a young dumb dude full of cum.
Okay.
So I think I can win anything. I think I can win fucking anything.
Man, and I had that moment, that moment where I had that moment in my life. I can remember it exactly. I've told the story before. The damn Tyson Danny Williams, right, is where I transitioned from being that hard-headed kid that was, did stupid shit. I was living in what do they call it? Right outside of Reno. It's what do they call it? Sun Valley. There we go. Right, and I'm at the
Nevada is dangerous. Nevada is dangerous.
Right outside. Yeah, so they call Sun Valley Scum Valley, to Benumar's point. So, anyways, I walked down to
to a place called Hobie's, a little casino on the corner, and they got a little, sports book thing in there, and I got Danny Williams versus Mike Tyson, 50-1. It's at least minimum, it was like 30-1. It was ridiculous. Problem was, all I had was the money for our food and for the rent, and I had to sit there and just go, I can't do it. I had to walk away, and then I had to get yelled at later by the old lady.
Well, that was smart that you didn't do it because fucking Danny Williams fucking beat him.
No, I was going to bet on Danny Williams. I had a feeling.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Man, you should have done it. You should have done it.
No, I know, but it's good that if I did it, it's one of those things where if I did, fucking Tyson would have put him to sleep with my luck. You know what I mean?
You would have been a nervous wreck watching.
The main point was this: all I had was the rent money, and I managed to discipline myself and go, nope. You know what I mean? Even though I had a feeling, no. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get yelled at.
No, that's how people get addicted though. It's like when they bet like that money, and it's like that dangerous money and shit. Where it's you have that tension, that constant tension, where it's like it could be like glorious when you win, or it could be.
And it's
like a drug. It's like a drug. It's seriously like a drug. It makes when you're watching any sport and you put serious money on it, it makes the sport so much more intense.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
You're gambling him.
Oh no, I enjoy it. I enjoy it until I realize I'm gonna lose. Then everything goes left.
To me, that's symptomatic of you've bet too much money if you can't enjoy it still.
No, bro. I mean, I don't know how to shoot dice. I don't know how to bet. I don't fuck around with money, man. It's mine. I made it.
Yeah, see, you don't know how to shoot dice, brethren.
He's got the right idea, man. He's got the right idea, and don't learn to shoot dice either, man.
I still shoot dice on the corner with niggas, man. I still do that shit. I love it.
Like that chick that Zeb Judah beat up.
It's an addiction. So if you know cocaine, crack cocaine is addictive as hell. But I just want to feel it one time. Like, nah, you lost.
No, I don't want to feel crack no time, dog. I'm good on that statement. I'm good on that.
There's a dude. So hip hop clothes and stuff like that. So he went over to New York to do some business, and this is the story I heard. So. Americans got everything big, so the rocks are called jumbo. So he must have hit the jumbo. He hit the jumbo once, and I'm thinking about it, throw him on the plane and get him out there.
Oh shit! He hit a jumbo.
Jumbos, boy.
No jumbo. I heard the jumbo in years. That's why
you better leave them jumps alone, man. Leave that shit alone.
Yeah, jumbo. I know they got all his clothes, his car, everything.
Yeah. He said he literally had to force himself on the plane and get the F out.
Oh, shit.
Shit, boy.
I mean, we was in school, we used to hustle. We used to, they get so turned out on that shit, they used to let you rent their cars. You be 14 years old driving a crackhead car.
Did you just say you rent the car?
Say you want to go see a chick, you go to a crackhead house and you get that car.
You rent the car? Oh my damn! That's fantastic.
Wash your car.
You can't rent a car.
They give you their food stamp card, man. Shit.
Man, I missed out living where I do. See, growing up, there was no crackhead rental cars where I lived. Sadly, fuck.
Yeah, but when you grew up, there was a lot of. I'm sure if you would have put some work in, there's a lot of meth heads.
You was beating all that out. You was drinking all that whiskey today earlier in the hangout, man. I got to ban you from doing that. You got to be dry when you come on my hangout, man. You was slurring like a mother.
I wish I'd have heard him slurring. That'd have been hilarious.
Slurring he took about 5 shots during the hangout, but it's all good.
Who was Mr. Duck?
Man, it's crack sellers over here.
All the people in
the
comment section were Scottish anyway, so
I be waking up reading the newspaper. There be people I know in there. They talking about you caught with this much meth. I'm like, man, when the black people start selling meth, bro?
Because white people love meth. White people fucking love meth.
Now, see, to Ben Umar's point, what we did have where I lived was freaking all kinds of like Jack's mobile meth labs, aka these like vans and shit with all kinds of crap going on in them, and trailers going up in flames all out of nowhere, like it's in a video game or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's no joke, dude. These trailers, when they go up like a friggin' bomb and then ball of fire.
Yeah, they'll blow up like a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, so much easier to make.
It's not a, what do you call it? It's not a cliche. It's the truth.
They say you can make meth for a price of fucking batteries, man. You need to connect for cocaine. You need a risky business. So I mean,
because meth is not a natural drug in no way, shape, or form. It's all chemicals.
Yes, it's so fucked up. So fucked up.
All them things talking about is messed up, man.
I'd rather be
fuck up people's lives.
I'm not gonna even joke. Crack
and anything that you do,
man, I would never do it, but I'd rather do 200 lines.
I understand what you're saying, Charlie.
I'd rather do 200 lines of coke before I ever do one pull of meth. I'm telling you that right now.
I'll tell you what,
meth fucks you up.
Exactly. That meth is real.
Go ahead. We've got the community channel taking Europe, all right? I know it's a heroin substitute, and it's made out of some industrial thing. I don't know what it is. And they take it, and it starts hardening up their fucking bones and shit, man. They still take it.
We have a similar problem with that. We have they give people what do they call it? Methadone. It's a heroin, synthetic heroin. Yeah. They're giving it away over here.
That shit is worse for you than the actual drug.
Out here at the pain clinics now.
This ain't methadone, bro. This ain't methadone, and they're still taking. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Probably ketamine. Probably ketamine. That sounds like.
I'm not even sure.
And it's because it's messing up the skeleton. You're saying, right?
Making their skin like turn hard, like rock hard and shit, man. Fucking their skin up, and I'm like, whoa.
Probably something that's hard on the kidneys.
That's like these kids taking shit like Molly and Flocka. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I don't want
to be taking that shit.
Molly is liquid MDMA.
I don't even know what MDMA is. That's above my pay grade.
No,
ecstasy.
Okay, ecstasy. Okay, it's like ecstasy. Okay. I never took ecstasy, but at least I know what that is.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's like liquid. It's literally liquid MDMA. Because ecstasy is that as well, from MDMA as well.
Holy shit! They're going hard with that shit nowadays. Then,
Flocka is heroin and crack mixed together.
Heroin and crack mixed together.
What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding? People actually do that.
Flocka. Yeah, that's what they call Flocka. Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, Flocka. Flocka.
Flocka
Flocka flame.
Is meth.
He's probably on that shit.
No, I've seen the word before. Is why I was asking him. Because I've seen the word before.
No, I don't touch them things there. I just know, but I know that's what Flocka is. Yeah, I don't touch none of that, man.
Yeah, I don't touch none of that meth shit either. No, I've seen what that shit does. Fuck that. Fuck that.
What is lean, man? What is lean? I don't know.
Promethazine, man. Promethazine, man.
Yeah.
That's like water. That's like.
I thought it was liquid. I thought it was liquid codeine.
It's cough syrup, Sprite.
It's basically syrup mixed with soda, basically.
It's codeine. It's codeine. I thought.
It's Sprite. It's Sprite with cough syrup.
Promethazine, man. With promethazine.
Oh, they're using cough syrup. So like MacGyver. Okay.
You know Cowpaw beats. You know Cowpaw.
Yeah.
Remember Cowpaw?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically.
I remember. Yeah.
That's basically what it is, and Sprite.
Yeah,
but it's a more powerful version.
Yeah,
but a more potent version of it. It's way more potent.
What you can do is there's ways too, but you can get bottles, right, of just how you said cough syrup. You can get bottles of just the codeine, from hospitals and shit. That was.
Yeah. That all came from down south, man, because they get bored down there, man. They will dip blunts in THC crystals and all of that. Sell it for $20.
All I'm gonna say is there's a lot. There was especially when I was a kid. There was a lot of boredom out here. A lot of boredom.
Isn't that from the South?
What's that beat?
Sherm?
Yeah, Sherm.
Nah, that's not. Well, I don't know if it's from the South, but they used to smoke that shit up
that's
here.
West Coast. I'm on the South. Sherman's on the West Coast.
Yeah, that's a
Cali shit.
They used to smoke Sherman. They used to smoke Sherman Woolers up here all the time in the 80s and the 90s.
That's what what's his face smokes in Training Day. Sherm.
Yeah.
Man,
Paul Walker.
That
Not
wet.
Paul Walker. The fuck
That
am I talking
wet.
about?
You know,
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. There you go.
The South ain't basically the South just basically like fucking liquor, homemade liquors and shit. Then the rest of the
Yeah, them niggas make
liquor house.
what is shit called? They make
invented the liquor
moonshine.
house.
They make
We invented the
moonshine
liquor's
down there.
house.
Moonshine,
We invented the liquor house.
I got cousins down there that fucking
out here we
that
get
bullshit.
really ambitious
That
people.
nasty ass shit.
Have you guys got the guys that are really ambitious that are trying to make their own beer? We got that out here.
No.
We got liquor houses out there.
Who the fuck's gonna sit there and try to make their own beer, Doc?
Gambling.
People out in Washington, Mark, I'm telling you. It's a lot of them, man. I'm not saying they're any good. I'm just saying that it's a thing.
No, that shit is deadly, is what it is. Because the beer is way too strong.
I ain't trying to
At
drink
the end of the day, it's
beer.
gonna be way too strong.
Oh yeah. They're trying to make train wreck friggin' beers. Yeah, for sure. Made me realize as you were talking there that you know what? Really and truly, at least everywhere I've been out here, everyone pretty much just smokes weed or cigarettes or both.
I know how to make a homemade liquor though. That shit ain't too bad.
I know how to make it in a tub.
Homemade methadone.
All right, here we go.
That's what's up, Chris.
No, you take it out. You use fruit. You let the fruit spoil a little bit. That's why I use my wine.
No, that's ethanol, dude. That's alcohol you're making. No, methadone's an entirely different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I said liquor.
Oh,
they don't do
okay,
crystal milk. That's some white boy stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
Fair play.
Bringing it up.
You know what's crazy about crystal meth though is the fact that it was invented in Japan. It was invented in Japan, but they don't got a drug problem like that over there.
You know what?
Japanese.
I used to work I used to work at Target, right?
You know what? Because they got Sarkic. They got
Mr. Dog. I used to work at Target, and if you used to buy a certain amount of stuff, they used to tell us to call the police. The stuff that make crystal meth with it.
Yeah, like the nasal medicine. What's that shit called?
Yeah.
Listen, if you go
Sudafed and something else. If y'all buy too many of that, we automatically supposed to call the police.
It's like
rubbing alcohol. It was Sudafed and rubbing alcohol, dude.
If you buy more than two packets of baking soda, they're supposed to call the police. You're not even supposed to.
We ain't do it for that. I used to work at different places. We ain't do it, but that shit for crystal meth, we used to call the police when you buy too much of that shit.
Dude, well, I know what you're talking about because the last time I was in a band, the band house we had was in a freaking in a cul-de-sac that was a notorious meth head land. So we'd have people you'd have meth heads roll up. Again, we were at the end of the cul-de-sac. It was a loop, right? You drive down the street and the loops out around back onto the same street. So anyways, we'd have people come around to the end of the loop, right where our place was, and these meth heads would just park their car on the other side of the street in the ditch. Just stare at us and do their meth until we called the cops. And boy, if
I lived on that cul-de-sac, I'd have killed myself.
Well,
I work with somebody that take crystal meth. You know they be up for 2 and 3 days.
Man, go to jail with one.
I've never seen cops respond so fast. All we had to do was we called the cops, and I'm like, I think we got a mental patient over here. It looks like he's trying to light some tinfoil on fire. And before I even hang up, they were on him.
Boy, you're lucky, man.
On that guy.
If that was over here, they'd leave your ass to die, boy.
You can't call the police. You can't call the police and tell somebody. You can't call the police and tell them somebody's lighting tinfoil on fire. They ain't gonna show up. They're gonna talk to you like an idiot.
Yeah, but over here it means something entirely different. Yeah,
exactly. Now tell and what exactly is the problem?
Nah, that's how you supposed to say it, Umar, for they come fast. It's a black guy lighting tin for.
You say that. You say that'd be a different story.
It was
coming to rescue you for calling the fucking 911 without.
No, man. I swear to you, all I told them was they were trying to light the tinfoil on fire, and it was a white woman, and they were on it. Because they had a huge meth problem.
Of course they would be, boy.
Yo, that reminds you of like you ever seen those people that called 911 because like McDonald's is out of chicken nuggets or some crazy shit like that?
I've heard those stupid ass calls.
I've heard tales.
I've heard those.
Yeah.
I heard the black lady. She was at Popeye. She called 911 because they was out of fucking chicken. Stupidest shit I ever heard.
Nah, man.
No, she got arrested too,
bro. Yeah, she got arrested for that shit. She got in trouble.
Does anybody remember the guy that was he did like it's like a 3-part thing about a mummy? He called it this cable company about a mummy.
No.
And he had like all this historical shit. It was like this 30. He drug this poor woman into like this 30-minute conversation about how this friggin' spirit of this mummy's fucking up his cable and blah blah blah, and they owed him money because of
I know something about cable that they were losing money because people used to call the cable company talking about they ain't paying for the fight because Mike Tyson knocked the dude out in the first round. Y'all remember
that? Oh yeah, yeah. The Sphinx fight, man. A lot of people wanted the money back.
Who remembers that episode of the Bulldogs about the chicken? Oh, man.
About the chicken, yeah, that's based on true shit.
Oh man, serious?
What about chicken? What about chicken?
Most of the jokes in the Boondocks were based off of like actual shit that happened.
Like, Like the booty bandit was a real dude, isn't it?
Yeah.
Booty warrior, Please Johnson.
Hey,
hold on. What do you say? I like you. I want you. We can do this the easy way.
And I want you.
Yeah,
his name Fleece Johnson.
We can do this
Fleece
easy
Johnson.
Beats what it is they're caricatures, but not to the degree that a person that doesn't live here would think if you just saw it for the first time.
That dude, Fleece Johnson is not even a character, bro. That motherfucker's exact copy.
I was trying to be a little bit
word for word. He said that same shit.
What?
He's like booty is life. We live off booty in here. I was like, oh my god, man, this fucking guy.
They call him the Booty Warrior on YouTube. His name the Booty Warrior.
Yeah. But isn't he getting out soon or some crazy shit too? But it's always.
I hope that motherfucker never gets out, man. I want him doing 100 years.
No, he ain't never getting out. I saw that. It was on that Nightline shit. He ain't never getting out. He got life.
No. In that Nightline show though, he was like talking shit about like if this was a few years ago, I'd fill up all you guys in here, like the cameraman and all that shit. he was about it.
He was scared. He was scared of that shit. No. Yo,
if I was in a cell with that dude, bro.
Who's playing that music?
I think I know what you were about to say before it cut you off, Umar, but
no, that sounded good, man. Who was playing that? Was that Woo?
Is that Beats?
No, I was just messing around with the beat, man.
Okay.
Sounds good, man.
Sounded like some classic hip hop there, man.
Just need some add some clicks then.
Nice sound bullet, man.
Beats make some good beats, man.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
And you know I don't blow no smoke about shit like that, Beats. That's seriously very good shit, man. Very good shit.
Yeah, the Boondocks was too real though. Boondocks was too real.
Yep.
It was, man.
That's kind of what I was getting at, yeah.
But like what do you call it? Like, you know, there's that episode where Uncle Ruckus, where he teams up with that racist singer or whatever the fuck. That guy that was based on an actual guy.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
Based on an actual guy too.
Yeah.
And that damn little kid. And that little kid in the after that was still in the car.
Yeah, the cigarettes. Yeah, the cigarettes kid. When he stole the car. That's a real kid.
Yep.
What are you
That
saying? Don't
little
trust them new niggas over there. Don't trust them new niggas over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first episode. That was the first episode.
Yeah, that little kid was real. I saw that shit on the news.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. That was the kid.
driving
I
in
want to
car.
do hood rest stuff with my friends.
The R. Kelly trial was sick, man. That was sick.
Oh yeah, that was great. Especially when he got where they show in the video. It's like, oh yes, this is Robert Kelly. Oh, you want my social security number? It is 54239. You know, he's giving his fucking social and the whole 9 shit.
I'm turning past the TV. This shit come on. I'm just like, how this even on my TV? I didn't know it was a show. I'm turning past and I'm seeing these black cartoon characters. I'm seeing all these events. I'm like, how the fuck is this on my TV? Who put this on it?
No,
you sound like me the first time I saw Beavis and Butthead.
One of my favorite scenes of that though was when they were making fun of Will.i.am for the Barack Obama song.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was saying that he was dick riding Obama. Like, now I'm dick riding Obama. Oh, that shit was hilarious.
That was funny.
And they had what's his face? That actor fucking dancing in the video.
Now, did you see when the granddad was pimping? Do you remember when the granddad was pimping?
No, I didn't see that one. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, he said granddad said they gonna call. He gets some woman. They should call him bitches. He gets so many girls.
Oh yeah. No, but that was his.
Yo, did y'all see the one where they did the flashback episode with Mike Epps, where him and granddad were fighter pilots?
Yeah.
That's one of the funniest joints.
That's what they're talking about.
Oh, that's the same episode. Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Where he's like saying we used to call him Mo Guns, and then he kept calling himself Mo Bitches.
Yeah.
Like, they used to call him Mo Bitches. He saved my life at least 3 times. Like, all right, this is some bullshit. And he's like saying like Mo was an asshole.
I'll tell you what was funny when he left Martin Luther King, and then when the white people came to start fighting.
Oh yeah, when they went down south. Yeah, that one was funny as hell.
And the people said, your ass used to run all the time.
Granddad was talking about
when he had the raincoat. When he had the raincoat on, and they're getting sprayed with the hoses.
Nah, Tom in jail was the funniest shit.
Hey, you remember when them old people came, they killed Riley and them because they killed Sting Meena?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
Them characters was based off Sanford and Son.
Yeah, the hateocracy.
When I was growing up and I found out that happened in jail, I wasn't doing no crime, boy.
That's exactly what Tom did too, and when he saw the movie.
Pryor wrote some of the episodes of that, Chris. Sanford and Son.
Yeah, Aaron Pryor. Who you talking about? Richard Pryor wrote Sanford and Son episode?
Aaron Pryor.
No, the comedian Richard Pryor. Yeah. And
I ain't know Richard Pryor wrote any of those. I ain't know.
Yeah, you gotta review it. And if you listen close, he's the voiceover guy at the end credits on some of them.
Chris said Aaron Pryor wrote Sanford.
Yeah.
Chris thought the Hawk was writing Sanford and Son, man. Get your ass out of here.
I wasn't talking about that. I knew more about that shit than y'all little babies.
I be watching that old Archie show, man. Archie be saying some racist.
Archie Bunker racist.
What's that shit?
Archie Bunker racist.
Our family.
All in the family, yeah.
Man, I can't even believe
all in the family.
He was racist as hell.
He was racist as hell. No, don't say he was like me, man. No, say that shit.
I ain't watching no damn Archie Bunker. I could get mad, turn the damn channel off.
No, that's the thing. No, the thing that was ironic about Archie Bunker is he was supposed to be like making fun of racists, but the problem is like a lot of people that watch the show were like, yeah, like Archie's right and shit like that. Like motherfuckers like actually thought he was like the good guy and shit, like the sympathetic character.
Nah, man. When black people used to come over to the house, you see how he act.
Yeah, that's why it was so funny.
He acts like a typical white man in the fucking 60s.
Who was it that kissed him on the cheek? Fuck, I'm forgetting the guy's name now. He was in an episode of it.
I used to watch Chico and the Man too.
What the fuck is that dude's name?
Shit, Archie Bunker was on the show with Jefferson. He was on the show with Jefferson. They did that shit together at the end, didn't
They
Yeah,
that's a
that's how the
spinoff.
Jeffersons came up.
It's actually a spinoff of that.
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
He still was racist on the show. I don't care because they had black dude on the show.
What was that spinoff that they
Archie was horrible, man. I was like, yo, he coming on TV and he said something
where he was
about
like the preacher or
fags the
something.
other day. When he on Nickelodeon around these parts, and he said, man, I can't stand those fags. I was like, man, that shit ain't gonna be on TV much longer saying shit like that. I already know. Archie Bunker, it's an old show, but they played the reruns, and it was on Nickelodeon, I think. I'm like, yo.
Well, Nick at Night, because like after a certain hour, they
Yeah,
play like the
Nick at
old
Night.
shows and shit.
Same thing with Cartoon Network when
They still
Boondocks
show
used to
those
come on.
shows.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
that came on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but that's
but still on the
what we're saying.
Cartoon
It's like,
Network.
it becomes a different network after like 9 p.m.
Yeah, after
It
certain
transitions over.
hours, they transition to Adult Swim. But yeah, Nick at Night still plays those old shows, and Archie Bunker be saying some ill shit, but you can't see the shit till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
He told the women they need to be in the kitchen. They don't need to be all the feminists.
Archie Bunker was on some shit though. I used to watch this dude.
We used to have similar
That's what
shit.
it was. It was Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. is the one that kisses him on the cheek when they take the picture.
Hey, other shit over here, man. Like we used to have Alf Garnett, and he used to do all that racist shit. And we had another one called Love Thy Neighbor.
Oh, was that the guy?
Yeah, I remember Love Thy
Is that the guy that did the jokes about the Pakistani peoples?
Yeah, we had all that, man. We used to have all that. Like
Even
Uncle Beat as well.
do you remember Beats? Do you remember
I
the
didn't know what
granddad in
was, man.
this? The original Only Fools and Horses. The original granddad.
Albert.
Like Captain Birds. Yeah, Albert. Yeah, he was racist as well.
You know who was the original strong man from the, Good Times? James Evans.
Yeah. You could get away with them, though. You couldn't get with the comedy out here. They used to have racist.
Bro, I wish TV. Bro, I wish. Honestly, this may sound crazy, but I wish the world and TV was more like back then than it is right now. Because right now, TV. Every time I turn on my TV, I got to see two men kissing. I got to hear about all this bati menting. I got to hear about all this
shit in the 80s. You wouldn't have had that shit back then.
It's gone too far. It's
going too far the other way.
Yes, exactly. This is what I mean. Our culture, and let me finish, please. Our culture has because it's a huge problem. We have a huge problem over here with everything being looked at as everything's got to be either A or fucking Z. We have no time, no perception for any kind of middle ground, no matter how existent it may be. And so that goes, and it shows up even in stuff like what Benumar is talking about. You know, there's a problem with the way things are being done one way, so society swings way over the top, out the window the other way.
Bro, when I gotta turn on the TV and I gotta see rappers in dresses and all this fuckery, nah, I don't even. Bro, literally, when I turn my television on that I paid so much money for, it's literally only for sports. Otherwise, my TV don't come on because there's nothing else I want to watch.
I will never ever claim to be a rap aficionado, but call me crazy if someone had said to me in the 90s, hey Doc, in 20, 30 years you're going to see rappers wearing dresses. I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Bro, they just did in New York. I don't know if you guys heard about it. They made subways gender neutral.
What the what?
What?
I don't even know what that means. It was on the news. They're saying subways are now gender neutral. I didn't even look at the story because it made no sense to me.
So I guess that means like they won't address you by sir or ma'am anymore. They'll be like,
I have an ignorant question.
Hello, Z.
Do subways even have bathrooms? Do they even have bathrooms? I've never seen a bathroom.
No, there's no bathrooms on a subway. If you got to piss, you got to do what Umar does. You got to go in between the cars and make it happen.
Okay, so what is it there to be? What's there?
I don't know, Doc. I didn't watch the story, but when I seen the headline, I was like, what does that even mean?
Okay, so you're as confused by it as me. It's not just me. Okay. Because that is baffling. What the?
I don't even know what gender or sex is. Like, I don't know the difference, goddamn. What's gender? What the fuck is it? All I know is I'm a boy.
I hope you realize
gender and sex
having said that. Hello,
gender
place.
and sex are the same thing.
Yeah, like I got a penis and I put it in women. That's
exactly, man. That's all I know is I like vagina. I know one thing about me. I could fuck a 6-year-old woman if I had to, bro.
If you're born,
I'm transgender. I'm like, that didn't mean you was born with a
Benumar. Okay, Benumar.
That'd be a hermaphrodite. That'd be a hermaphrodite.
I got a very important question.
Transgender means that you feel like you were born the wrong gender is what transgender is.
Yo,
that should be called thought gender, not trans. That should be called thought gender because that's your thought.
Benumar, I got to
use this shit. I don't know what the fuck trans.
I don't want to talk about no.
Well, it's like what's his name? Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner still has his twig and berries, and he still has sex with women.
So he said he still likes women. He still likes women, but he wants to be a woman. So basically, Bruce Jenner is a lesbian. Like these dudes are so confused. This shit is fucking retarded out here, dog.
It is, yes. So, Benumar, on a totally separate note, I got a question for you because you said something you said earlier. And I've hypothesized about this with others. You know how you have the women that'll marry like the 90-year-old dude for the money?
Yeah.
Right. What age is Benumar's cutoff point where it's just not worth it, no matter what, even for the money? How old is too old, even for the money?
Well, if they're black, the age cutoff is got to be like 40 because I don't want to exploit my women. But if they're white, they could be 100. I don't give a shit as long as they paying me. I mean, they paying breaking me off. I'm good with it.
You know you a smasher. Yeah, you know you a love black boy.
I couldn't do it.
I'm being honest. I'm being dead honest.
I'm not knocking. I'm just saying I don't think I can do it. It would have to be a lot of money. It would have to be a lot of fucking money.
I want to take
Oh, we got stupid right when it was getting interesting.
I want to take a poll on something.
No, Hey, it's gone too left.
EJ Boxing Wives woken up.
Hey, you're awake. I was just gonna say EJ's gonna wake up and be fucking horrified.
Left.
I was trying to bring it a little bit back to the center.
Everyone chill.
EJ woke up.
Umar's controlling the hangout now, trying to find it. Listen, it's gone left.
No, Umar's not controlling it. I was asking the question.
Now you work, man. You dictating the questions.
Umar,
Umar had nothing to do with that. Mr. Doc asked me that question, bro.
EJ just likes blaming you, Umar.
Thank you, Charlie.
Charlie brought me under the bus now.
I blame the white boy this time.
You blaming the white boy. You blaming me, man. What's up with that?
There ain't no boxing, right? I see people in the chat leaving because you just gone completely left. We're gonna have to say good night, and then you guys continue this conversation. So,
yo, this shit went left ever since Gerald Washington was George Washington.
Yeah, when B said George Washington, this shit went left, DJ. What's that point? It went left. I'm gonna keep it real with you, my brother.
All right, we're done. Like to thank the panel for coming over. Benumar, Charlie Brown Boxing, Chris Caban, Mr. Doc, Now TV, and Low Place, No Place Like Low Place. Yeah, check out the channels. EJ
Boxing Beats and Rhymes, EJ Boxing Live, Chris Caban.
Oh, you missed the Dan. I already said that already.
Dan the Man, yeah.
Dan the Man, yeah. All right, catch you on another one. Peace.